Member McHenry, members of the committee. I'm happy to discuss with the committee my purchases of GameStop shares and my discussions of their fair value on social media. It is true that my investment in that company multiplied in value many times. For that, I feel enormously fortunate. I also believe the current price of the shares demonstrates that I've been right about the company. A few things I am not. I'm not a cat. I am not an institutional investor, nor am I a hedge fund. I do not have clients, and I do not provide personalized investment advice for fees or commissions. I'm just an individual whose investment in GameStop and posts on social media were based upon my own research and analysis. I grew up in Brockton, Massachusetts. My family was not wealthy. My father was a truck driver and my mom a registered nurse. I was one of 3 kids and the first in my family to earn a 4-year college degree when I graduated from Stonehill College in 2009. That was not a good time to be looking for a job. From 2010 to 2017, I worked at a few startup companies, but there were significant periods when I was unemployed. I took an interest in the stock market, and even though I had very little money, I used those times to educate myself and learn more about investing. In April 2019, after nearly 2 years unemployed, I accepted a marketing and financial education job at MassMutual. My wife Caroline and I were thrilled that I had an income and benefits. My job was to help develop financial education classes that advisors could present to prospective clients. I was not a stockbroker or a financial advisor. I did not talk to clients, and I did not recommend stocks for them to buy. Before and after I joined MassMutual, I studied and followed stocks. One of those was GameStop. In early June of 2019, the price of GameStop stock declined below what I thought was its fair value. I invested in GameStop in 2019 and 2020 because, as I studied the company, I became more and more confident in my analysis. 2 important factors, based entirely on publicly available information, gave me confidence that GameStop was undervalued. First, the market was underestimating the prospects of GameStop's legacy business and overestimating the likelihood of bankruptcy. I grew up playing video games and shopping at GameStop, and I plan to continue shopping there. GameStop stores still provide real value to consumers and reliable revenue for GameStop. Second, I believe that GameStop has the potential to reinvent itself as the ultimate destination for gamers within the rapidly growing $200 billion gaming industry. GameStop has a unique opportunity to pivot toward a technology-driven business. By embracing the digital economy, GameStop may be able to find new revenue streams that vastly exceed the value of its business. I am hardly the only person who has advocated these points. When I wrote and spoke about GameStop on social media with other individual investors, our conversations were no different from people in a bar or on a golf course or at home talking or arguing about a stock. Hedge funds and other Wall Street firms have teams of analysts working together to compile research and analyze shares of companies. Individual investors do not have those resources. Social media platforms like Reddit, YouTube, and Twitter are leveling the playing field. The idea that I use social media to promote GameStop stock to unwitting investors and influence the market is preposterous. My post did not cause the movement of billions of dollars into GameStop shares. It is tragic that some people lost money, and my heart goes out to them. But what happened in January just demonstrates again that investing in public securities is extremely risky. As I said earlier, I consider myself and my family fortunate with our investment. When the stock price broke $20 in December, I knew my investment was a success. I was so happy to visit my family in Brockton for the holidays. The money will go such a long way for us. We had an incredibly difficult 2020. Most difficult was the tragic and unexpected loss of my sister Sarah in June. I am grateful to be in a position to give back to and support my family. As for what happened in January, others will have to explain it. It's alarming how little we know about the inner workings of the market. And I am thankful that this committee is examining what happened. I also want to say that I support retail investors' right to invest in what they want, when they want. I support the right of individuals to send a message based on how they invest. As for me, I like the stock. I'm as bullish as I've ever been on a potential turnaround for GameStop, and I remain invested in the company.
Let me make sure I got
testes. 1, 2, 3. Let's do this.
All right,
LFG.
Let's fucking go. I like that the video you posted, by the way. All right. Let's fucking go. All right, 3, 2, 1. Thanks everyone for checking out the show. I'm Sean Fitzzzy.
I'm Magnifishit.
And this is The Echo Chamber. I went to bed feeling like we were going to have another boring sideways week. Woke up to anything but that. GameStop has announced a equity for debt agreement, and the chart fucking loves it. How's it going, Magnifishit?
It's going as good as it can go. That was a surprise, and yeah, it's a lot to process. We've been through it, and just like Kitty's live stream in 2024, we're kind of wearing the neck brace, the sling, and just trying to wrap our head around it. So thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a good discussion.
Yeah, glad to have you here, bro. Good time. I'm actually glad something's going on with the chart, I guess. I mean, maybe not the direction we wanted. The chart did not love it, by the way. I said before we got started, I was laying in bed and I was like kind of like feeling pretty good. It just didn't feel right. So I looked at the chart and looked at the Discord, and I think Strawberry was in there. Strawberry's an early riser. We're just fucking, oh fuck, what is going on? So yeah, we'll start there, but I don't know. Do you want to say hi to everyone first, Magnifishit? Introduce yourself and maybe tell all the folks. Most of the folks know you. Most of the folks have known you from around the way. But maybe tell everyone when you found GameStop, and then we'll get going into the big news.
Yeah, sounds good. I appreciate that. It takes the steam out a little bit with how much we have to cover, so I'll keep it a little tight. But yeah, nice to meet you all. Magnifishit. As far as my GameStop story is concerned, just thinking back to 2020, it's pretty crazy because I wasn't really invested until 2024, but I still vividly remember everything that was going down. And my perspective, and I think what's important to think about when I think about these perspectives, because there's so many people that are outside of this that aren't just obsessed like we are, is I saw what was going on with GameStop. It squeezed. And my perspective was Reddit is doing this. All these Redditors are doing this. I didn't even really know too much about RoaringKitty. And so my thought was like, well, they did this to AMC. And like times were crazy. Like it was COVID. Everyone's just stuck at home. So it kind of made sense. And I was looking for what's the next thing they're going to blow up. And that's all I thought. I was like, oh, I missed those ones. That's interesting. So I thought like Rolls Royce was going to be the next one. And then
I remember that. There was the Tootsie Roll like RC tweet that made everyone think Rolls Royce as well. I remember some of that shit. Yeah. There's some real fun tin with his Twitter in 2021. I know you've dug all the way into Kitty's stuff, but I don't know if you've been through RC's back then.
I have, but yeah, I didn't get it's funny because I didn't know back then, obviously. I was just combing Wall Street bets, like what's the next target? And I mean, I was patient for like 2 weeks and then I moved on with my life.
Yeah.
But that's kind of where Magnifishit started, actually. COVID, quarantine.
Yeah, it's an awesome name, by the way. It's fucking such a good name, bro. The first thing I noticed when I met you was like, that's a fucking good ass handle. So good job there.
I appreciate that. It was like a list of 19 names I was choosing from.
Yeah.
And it was for this fantasy football podcast that I wanted to do with a buddy. Just stuck at home, had a newborn, and wanted to do this fantasy football podcast show. And my thought was, I don't want to be like all these other shows. I don't want to be taken seriously. I just kind of want to bullshit and riff and talk about, which players I like going into the week from like a daily fantasy sports betting perspective. Just keep it tight.
Yeah.
And my whole idea was, you'll kind of appreciate this. My running joke when I worked in restaurants was like, people would joke with you and say, this food is awful. And I'd be like, awfully good or terrible or like terribly delicious. So I was trying to think of a word It kind of mixes something good and bad.
Yeah.
And anyway, Magnifishit was on the list.
It's perfect.
Went out.
It's perfect.
So yeah, I mean, kept that going for a few years.
Yeah, I noticed the podcast because I think I met you probably right around. It had to been like late 2024, maybe. Is that when we started like bullshitting? Does that seem about right?
Yeah, right towards the end.
I remember seeing the podcast because exactly. Because I was looking, that's when I was getting ready to start the echo chamber. And I was like flipping around and, you know, there's not GME podcast out there. So, but I found you, I knew you were a GME guy and I found your podcast and you got a voice for radio, bro. Like you sound smooth. I fucking love it. So,
thank you.
Yeah. Just
appreciate that.
Seeing someone else out there definitely inspired me to get pushing forward too. So, I thought that was cool that you had that platform, originally. So go ahead. Sorry.
I was so relieved that you started Echo Chamber because I didn't know what the hell I was talking about. I was brand new to everything. And it all started with RoaringKitty's live stream. I like randomly caught it that it was going to happen. And it was the day of. And I was talking to a coworker. I'm like, I kind of want to check this out. And it was fascinating to me, but I'm like kind of same perspective, like, this is done, whatever. And then I realized he posted all these memes and I got curious and then it was like entertaining at first, and you know how that goes. Like, wait a second, there's some meaning to this, or it could mean this other thing, and then it became this like puzzle I was trying to solve, like the Da Vinci Code. And I thought, wow, this is fascinating, and I got hooked hard, man. It's all tinfoil. I got hooked into I think what was convenient. Part of like, there's so many theories and different, I guess, narratives in the subculture, where it's like the stock market is corrupt. You can't trust it. And that was an easy thing for me to fall into and to say, screw the stock market. RoaringKitty's got this figured out and I'm going to try to figure out his plan.
Yeah. And then we'll get into the tinfoil that spawned from all of that. So, okay. So you came in after the live stream is kind of when you bought in. Nice. Yeah.
So what I was like,
at least you didn't buy like 80, bro. Like, fucking, you know, because I definitely bought some up there too. I fucking always buy tops. But yeah, no, that's a pretty good time after the offering to be like, okay, you know, you didn't get caught up in the crazy hype pre-kitty.
Oh man, yeah, you feel brilliant when you catch those moments, and then here we are, fast forward 2 years, and
same spot.
I know, but. It's just kind of interesting. Like I had no experience on Reddit and got kind of motivated by getting karma to post on Super Stonk and all this stuff. And then kind of like you, I'm like, God, I need to talk to somebody about this because nobody in my personal life will. And yeah, I just had this idea of get Magnifishit going again, just start talking about GameStop. And that's kind of what got me to X, because you can't really find people on Reddit to want to go talk on a podcast with you.
Yeah, no. No, I don't know if you want them either. I mean, no offense to all the Reddit people, but
holy shit, I had like 6 episodes, and then I posted on X like, hey, like I want to talk to people, and I just thought it was going to be this happy-go-lucky, friendly conversation. Like, who are you? What's your story? Cool that we're investing in this, whatever. The first person to reach out was Always Sad But Truthful in X. And if anybody knows who that is, he is deep. He is deep in the data.
Oh, yeah.
And I went from knowing zero about stock markets and GameStop in general to learning 3 words that like completely changed my life, which I'd say swaps, synthetics, and PSYOPs. The whole thing was like, what the fuck? And I didn't prep, and I just got completely steamrolled by this entire conversation. And it's like one of 2 moments I remember this journey where like, holy paranoia, like, is this worth it? I don't even want to do this anymore. And then I had a moment where I'm like, whatever, I'll just delete everything and rebuild with like a VPN on. So I deleted like 25,000 worth of karma and Reddit posts and all this crazy stuff. Super, super paranoid.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I just kind of come full circle like I do. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's just get back into it. And then, you did your podcast. I was relieved because I was not cut out for it. I was super pumped when you invited me into Echo Chamber, because then I had this platform where I could BS with everybody that was locked into the stock.
Yeah.
And what's great about your community too is, I mean, it's the stereotype of who GME investors are is not the type of crowd that's in your Discord. You know, like it's what I appreciate about these people. They're actually, you look at the DD, you see how these people talk about the investment, and there's way more to it than it's a meme stock and all this other bullshit that I like was my understanding going into everything. So
yeah, like days like today, I make the Discord amazing. You know, it's a little tough. We're down 13%, 29 million. I saw that, Adam. That's fucking wild. Almost 30 million volume.
yeah,
that's a lot.
wow.
But you know, like you wake up and first thing you're like, what the fuck's going on? I could imagine trying to try to like parse this out on X with some of the folks out there. I'm very appreciative of the group in the echo chamber, and kind of talking our way through this and trying to figure it out. And we'll probably get into that pretty quick here. So yeah, you've you still are working on a show now. I do like talking shop a little bit, and you're probably one of the only audio video guys that I know. You work on a show on YouTube. How's that going for you?
It's going good. And that's, I mean, the birth of that too was kind of this whole journey where I didn't know anything about the stock market. I was just invested in this plan and wanted to see how everything would unfold with RoaringKitty. And then part of my research was I have to watch all of his live streams. Like, who the hell is this guy? How does he think? And that's over 300 hours across like 64 live streams, which was grueling. But holy shit, it completely changed my perspective on everything. Like, he has pretty deep experience. He started in fintech with some software. He had like a bunch of demos that he recorded on this website that I found. But he knows his shit. He was investing for a decade at the time of his live stream.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, has a really sound process for investing. And he was heavily diversified at that point. He had a great track record that he spoke to. And it just kind of fueled this new appetite that I formed for understanding what the hell does all this mean. So I went from screw the stock market to, okay, now I actually want to learn everything as much as possible. So it started.
And then it's back to screw the stock market, right? Like once you learn how fucking terrible it is, Jesus Christ, man. Like I'm just like you. I started with the same process, but it was 2021 for me. And, you know, it was RC's tweets and then the February 24th, 2021 run that just like set it all off for me. Cause like, I thought we were done, right? Like I'd been buying the whole way down, but I was told we were done. And the motherfucker ran hundreds of percents again. And then we had the May cycle. And then so the cycles, especially in August, like the cycles became very evident, and all of that just set off all the shit that I like, you know, like there's a puzzle here. RC's giving us hints. You know, I wasn't as big of a kitty guy until 2024 happened. I wasn't pre-2020. I wasn't I wasn't part of Wall Street Bets. I was on Reddit, but I got into after January 20th because I buy tops. So I was up there in the 300s and shit. But it's the same thing for me. Is like there's a puzzle here. There is definitely a hidden position. The cycles are still here. They're real as fuck, and there's something causing them. So like, didn't think I'd be here 6 years later, still trying to figure it out. I don't know what I thought actually, but like it's been such a fucking a journey. I said it somewhere else too. Like most of us didn't know shit about the market or how it really works before we got into it. And, you know, early guys have now learned about NFTs and Bitcoin and like L2 fucking crypto. And now it's Pokemon and PowerPacks and fucking deals. Like we're about to talk about it right now, but it's just so much shit that we're trying to pick up as we go. It's pretty cool actually. So, all right. Well, glad you're here, bro. Let's get into the show because we got a lot to try to cover. Long time coming. I love, like, we have a lot in common when it comes to this shit that we find interesting. Like RoaringKitty is one of them too. So I was sitting here thinking, I don't know, random shit about his meme movie because that's the kind of stuff that we do. And I was like, man, I want to talk about fucking Kitty. It's been a while, and I was like, I should fucking hit up Magnifishit, and here we are. So, all right,
it happened.
It happened. All right. So big news of the day. So we'll get this and we'll kind of update the eBay position here. We'll probably just like go into the chart and then we'll take a break and we'll come back and talk RoaringKitty. Does that sound okay?
Let's do it.
All right. Excuse me. Let me get a little coffee. All right. So big news this morning. GameStop Corporation announced that it has agreed to exchange approximately $1.4 billion aggregate principal amount of its outstanding convertible senior notes for shares of its. So for shares. So it's approximately $1.4 billion of the convertible notes, $400 million of the 2030 notes, and then $1 billion of the 2032 notes. Exchange debt will be canceled. No cash used, no cash proceeds. So it's all shares. Remaining debt. So we're going to have $1.1 billion due in 2030 still, and then $1.7 billion due in 2032. So that's $2.8 billion of the debts due. And we'll talk about the convertibles due. We'll talk about prices here. Just trying to see what the, because I mean, $29 is pretty interesting. There's a lot of interesting stuff. Like, you know, I titled this stream "What Doing RC." I just changed it because, like, you know, we didn't need to do any of this right now. So, kind of trying to figure out what it is. It does reduce the outstanding long-term debt by approximately 1/3, and then so the exact number of shares has not been determined. It's going to run 35 days, and it's going to do like it's a VWAP average price, which that's crazy too. So, I don't know. Initial thoughts, and then we can kind of like talk about a few parts of it. What are your initial thoughts there?
Yeah, excuse me. I think what's key is retiring the debt. So you're retiring $1.4 billion in debt for equity, and the timing is perfect when you consider eBay acquired Depop last week for $1.4 billion. It was $1.2 billion plus $200 million in interest. So it's like a complete 1-for-1. So eBay lost $1.4 billion in cash. I mean, they gained a company, but GameStop here reduces $1.4 billion in debt. So I think that's extremely important when you think about their offer, GameStop's offer for eBay, and the consideration where I'm calculating roughly another $18 billion in funds needed to raise enough cash for the half cash portion. And that would come from TD. And it's a highly confident letter, but it also has a, what's the word? Basically, they have to have an investment grade rating from two different agencies. And the net debt at the end of this combined equity plays a huge factor into that. So when eBay acquired Depop last week, that impacts that. It has an impact on their credit rating, essentially. So they kept the math basically the way I view this with that 1-for-1. Okay, they lost $1.4 billion in cash. That messes up our models and how we are planning to approach this eBay acquisition. So we'll just take out we'll retire $1.4 billion in debt on our side. So I think that's what this is about. The timing and the amount is just too perfect.
Yeah. No, I hear you there. The timing is good when it comes to that. Like I said, it's, you know, we didn't have to do, there's a couple things we didn't have to do right now that we did. I put a tweet out about it too. Just put up call premium so anyone following along. We're 3.4 million in the hole today. Calls sold. So,
jeez.
All right.
Wow.
You know, I didn't. I'm glad I didn't have. Yeah, IV's way up too, though. But yeah,
true.
It's 13.33%. It's an ass whooping, but you know, I like to say it's always dippiest before it's the rippiest. So the 35 days is kind of wild. Like, I don't know if that's. Well, I don't think it's standard. Again, you know, we're GME people. I'm not an expert on other things like this, but everything I've seen and experienced is, you know, it's like not this long at all. Maybe a couple days, I think, is how it used to be for the other two bonds. So that's definitely different. And it's 35 trading days, and a fucking lot can happen in 35 trading days. So the average, and it's not exact, so don't get me wrong, but the average price that for these bonds was around $29. So, you know, trading at $18.90 Just to be straight up, if we do this now, like say at this price, and we just hold around under 20 for the next 35 days, that's taking a bit of a beating on those bonds, just to be straight up. So you think, but okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, yeah, I can kind of math it too. And one thing I saw you post about this too. The other part of the T plus 35 VWAP is there's an undisclosed floor with that.
Yeah.
They didn't disclose the floor in the release.
Yeah.
So that'll be very interesting too. But essentially, if you look, this is kind of how I was modeling it before this. So eBay has, or we'll say right before the Depop acquisition, they had $6.7 billion of debt against $5.1 billion of cash and non-equity investments. So their net debt was $1.6 billion. So when they acquired Depop, take that away from the cash side of things, now their net debt is $3 billion. So if you think about how that factors into the post-close net debt, it was $23 billion before all this. So now it basically stays $23 billion. When you remove the cash from the eBay side and remove the debt from the GameStop side. And it becomes roughly 4.6x leverage on $5 billion worth of EBITDA. Is kind of how it maths out.
Okay.
So that 4.6x is really what these agencies look at to determine investment grade. And 4.6x is still a little high. You'd like to have that a little bit lower to get the investment grade rating. I've seen a precedent for the 4.6x still getting it, but there's also a precedent for not getting the rating. So that's what I'm hyper focused on when I see all of this. But the other thing too, like you were kind of saying, the T plus 35 does seem unusual. I'd have to confirm that, but ultimately this is a long window where the higher GME trades, the less dilutive it is. So I think you have to just come out swinging if you're on the Ryan Cohen side of things. Drop any catalyst you have to reduce as much dilution as much as possible going into this acquisition.
Yeah. Yes. So, okay. So yeah, the share floor, I highlighted it here just a second ago too. Let me put that back up. Share this tab instead. So the number of shares of common stock issuable in the exchange will be based in part on the average volume weighted average price of the common stock. So that's the VWAP over 35 consecutive trading days, beginning today, subject to a per share price floor. That's pretty important, by the way. I want to know what that is. Because, like I was saying, $29 is what these are sold at. So, so if I'm him, well, I don't know. I don't know how. It all just depends on why, right? Like that's the reason why. Or the other big, extenuating factor is what's the price going to be over those next 35 days. So that could change things, but we're all fucking pissed off at 18. But what if the floor is 25? What if they say, okay, we're not going to do this unless we can do them for 25, which still would be a loss, and seems like sense of urgency that we don't necessarily need right now, unless he's got something else cooking that either he needs the debt gone right now for I don't know. Private equity kind of thing, maybe. I'm not sure, or who knows, but yeah. I still lean towards it being part of that net debt calculation as far as the investment grade rating. But I think you bring up a good point too with, I was just looking at this 2030 notes. The equivalent was, right, like you said, $29.85 per share. And then the 2032 notes, $28.91 per share. So if you think about this removed, when you come closer to term, if GME is trading well above that, then they would want the equity, right? Because it's more valuable than the cash. If it's trading below that, then they just want the cash back. So for this deal to shake out where they get the equity, here we are sub 19. It's got to be appealing for them to have equity right now. So I'll go tinfoil with it for a little bit because, the other thing that we did was we converted our eBay put call pairs early that we didn't need to do. I mean, we didn't need those shares. Unless he wants to use them to vote, we could have held on to that. I think we took a bit of a hit when it came to the premium by converting early as well. So July 17th was when we did those. Just, if he wanted them to vote with, he would need to have them 30 days prior. So that would be around like August 17th, I think, the Monday before OPEX. So just tinfoil wise, my theory has kind of been that Ryan Cohen is playing the cycles. The ones that we have, he seems to play into them. Like January, you saw it when he bought his shares twice in the really big news. We had a January cycle, and he helped that. Everyone likes to think he rugs us a lot, and we do get some rugs from the guy. Today doesn't count. Well, maybe this is a big ass sell off, but he does work our cycles, and the May cycle being gone, I'm not sure necessarily that we missed our May cycle. I think they might have just ran that shit right early, but we got all our eBay news here in April to May. Cycles aren't as big as they used to be, but news is coming into the cycles. And then one of our biggest cycles traditionally is August OPEX settlement. So let me get rid of these guys.
Yeah, and while you look that up, the May OPEX to Q1 earnings cycle was like undefeated, massive run since 2020.
Yeah.
And it was starting there, and then May 2nd or 3rd, it was like
Bury happened is what happened right there. May that Friday was the top of it, and then over the weekend Bury came out and shit on us. So we still had a decent move right here at like a couple of days after. I think RC gave some more news, but yeah, like we were going, but cycles end. They dumped a lot of volume on that day too. I think it was like 40 million, kind of close to today now. So felt like a cycle, and everything that happened in April, from April OPEX through to then, was pretty nice. So but in terms of August OPEX settlement, just kind of, I have them marked off here. Let me turn off my gaps. Sorry. All right. So 2025, I say August OPEX, but it's the end of August, early September. 2024, we had a 25% move. 2023, we moved 20%. Even in shitty ass 2023, we had 2022 was wild. That was RC and BBBY, but we moved 49%, and that was early August, by the way. And then we had a September move as well, 26%. And then 2021, that was like one of the coolest August cycles because we were actually kind of ready for it. I was gherking it at the time, August and November. Those two cycles, though, like, they printed pretty good. But if you played the second half of November, you got rocked. That's St. Freg's Day for anyone that was around then. So this is a very good cycle. Not as good as May had been, and May had been like undefeated, and we're not sure that we got one. We got something, but it wasn't what we had been seeing in May. So I say that because, like, don't count on anything. All price actions, tinfoil. But to go back to my original thing is that I think RC has been playing the cycles, and our next cycle is the post-August OPEX cycle. So like August OPEX settlement, which would be what, the 20... OPEX is the 21st for this month. So settlement would be the 24th, right around there, which would be 30 days from when the eBay shares were converted, and would put us like smack in the middle of whatever's going on with this debt for equity exchange. So if RC is playing the cycles, and RC is expecting something to happen after August OPEX, and that, between August OPEX settlement and maybe earnings, that will significantly help the eBay position. But if he did this as well, it would significantly help that position. So it'd be like a two birds, one stone kind of thing. If he's expecting a move, how else can I capitalize on this move that I know is coming? Let me try to get rid of some of this debt while we're at it. So I don't know. That's all tinfoil because, we've been talking about moves since, June last year when the second bond happened. But, we got the warrants out there too. He has reasons to get us moving soon, like lots of reasons, like it would seem, right?
Yeah, I think that's fair because there's a lot. I mean, I see some major catalysts that I hope he has in his back pocket, but I see a lot of incentive for a well-timed catalyst. Because to your point, if he does that too early and it takes away the steam of this catalyst and, lowers GME's upside potential, then it does a couple things where it doesn't make GME look as strong as an acquirer of eBay. But then also, if we get closer to the warrant expiration, it reduces that chance of sustained price discovery well above that $32 strike. So it's kind of threading this needle. If there's something crazy behind the scenes, like swap expiration, that he's trying to play with really his ultimate hammer he wants to drop for a major catalyst to return this or reverse this rather.
Yeah. So I don't know. We've been burnt on all these things before. So, but my original thing has been that I think that he's timing it for that part of the year, and everything that happened today would only benefit if that's what was going on. So that's kind of where I am with it. Let's see. I don't know, you got anything else about this? Any additional thoughts? I mean, the price action sucks, bro. I mean, I get it. We haven't been down here. We haven't been down here in fucking since when it was Kitty. August what? Let me see. August 6th was it was before that actually too. It would be like May 20. Yeah. So like the very end of the first offering was the last time we were down here in 2024. So yeah, felt like 20 might hold, but there had been, as with any catalyst that would send us up, we're right by the lows, so a catalyst could send us down as well. But any additional thoughts here? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's setting the foundation. So getting the 9.8% ownership in eBay, it matters a lot for the official tender offer, because right now, like the original offer to eBay was $55.5 billion, half cash, half stock. That never gets tiring to say. But
where can you find that? Where's that?
On the website, my man.
I wasn't sure.
Thanks for that, T-Ball. Yeah. So when you think about them owning 9.8% at that headline 125, it removes like 5.5 billion from it. So essentially now it's 125 for like a $50 billion offer, basically. So if they're writing up that offer, it's just part of the details. They need to make it clean. And there's been other precedents too that I was digging into with Bill Ackman's Pershing's Valent, or I don't know how to pronounce that. It's like minimal prep this morning. But they did essentially the same thing. They did a stock consideration and a cash consideration. I think they were the largest company acquiring, so things were way different. But they also got 9.7% ownership. And I think, didn't get you're talking about like basically sacrificing the premium that you could have made just selling those derivatives.
Yeah.
But maybe there's a consideration too, like you're realizing gain. So then there's a tax consideration. Who knows? Either way, the goal is to own X% of the company you're trying to acquire.
Yeah. So we can go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying we can just kind of move into the eBay position update. That was kind of the next topic that I had anyways.
Yeah.
eBay got rocked, by the way. It's getting rocked. And it's not because, well, I don't know. They don't own GME, but they're down 5%. I think they had a credit rating change randomly somewhere. They got some
Wells Fargo downgraded them.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, weird, right? Like weird.
Good timing.
How that shit happens, huh? Sorry, eBay. Welcome to RC's life, RC's world. I don't know what it is. It's a fucking crazy amusement park where when RC buys you, you just get fucked up. What's up?
Heads we lose, tails they win.
Yeah. What's up, Snake 315? You love it. He loves this price action. He's been here since 2021. He's here for the long haul. Good to see you, bro. Dennis just long names. I'm so bad with that. Dennis just bought 3 more shares. Let's fucking go, Dennis. Let's fucking go. I'm looking at eBay. I'm like, we're at 107. Holy shit. 1891 now. I have dry powder ready to go for some calls. I mean, fuck, 1291 SSR guys, by the way. Woohoo! Let's see, do I got any cool celebration noises? Let's see, I got. That works.
It's been a while since I've heard that one.
I also have a little bit of.
Let me talk to Fitzzzy. Jesus.
What? Yeah, that's
Jesus Christ. Me and Fitzzzy are like best friends now.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah, I need to upload more audio, but yeah, we're best friends. A little bit here, guys. All right.
I didn't realize the slur in that until it was isolated.
Yeah, bro.
Like, where's that? Oh yeah.
It's like that's his accent. Is a fucking slur.
Me and Fitzzzy are best friends. Okay, I won't.
That's I love that audio though, bro, because it's like hold on.
Fitzzzy.
Oh god.
Fitzzzy.
It's almost that.
Fitzzzy. Oh my.
Oh my god. That's what he said.
That's so good.
It's funny. He went on PP Seeds. I'll just talk about it here real quick.
Yeah, he might be a co-host now.
Yeah, it seems like it, and that was riveting. I sort of got whatever. I talk shit. Like I thought maybe I'd like to get him on, but he says a lot of shit that I don't just like. That the red pill kind of. I don't agree. I got 3 daughters. Like a lot of the way he talks about women and shit. I just don't need that. I don't want my daughters listening to my show and hearing me be a part or accepting of anything like that. So I'd have a hard time bringing him on. But PB Seeds is the perfect person to bring him on. He'll kiss his ass all day long. And he got him to just talking about kitty. So you'll never probably hear me say this again, but you should definitely go watch that PB Seeds live stream.
The endorsement you thought you'd never hear.
Yeah, it was fucking good though. Because when he got to talking, he said all kinds of interesting shit about kitty. Yeah, and then he might say some negative stuff about his brother, but everything he ever tells story wise makes Kitty just sound like the greatest person. He bought his friends cars. Like he went over to Kevin's house. This was the coolest thing to me. I thought was he went over to Kevin's apartment in 2024, the day before he bought the shares, and was like talking to him for 8 hours. That was pretty fucking interesting shit. So. Yeah.
That's the thing though. Like there's sound bites on both sides where he'll say some really cool RoaringKitty stories, and that's like the insight I want to hear out of him.
Yeah.
But then like the other side of him when he's in an environment where he feels attacked or he's on who knows what, or like a lot of that like anger comes out. He was talking think about these other sound bites he's had about RoaringKitty, and it's like, my parents live in a rat-infested house, and you neglect us, and you're half a billionaire or whatever. Yeah. So I don't know. You get the good with the bad. But if you're a PP and you have similar humor, his vibes down quite a bit.
Yeah. So that was interesting, and I do want to address that PP said that I have a problem with BBBY shareholders because that's why he's blocked. Because I blocked PP. It has nothing to do with BBBY. I actually have some pretty cool friends that are BBBY shareholders. There's some really cool people in that community. I don't like the fucking grifting that goes on, and I cannot on my Twitter feed stand the constant we ones and it's just like breaking, and it's like I think I just can't handle that. And the X Market News guy, like it's just nonstop from those 2 accounts. So I had to get it. I'll just do a lot of the times I block just to get shit out of my timeline because I can't. It just frustrates me when I see dumb shit like that a lot. So,
well, yeah, it gets a little exhausting too from like the perspective of them. I actually want to know what the hell went down because there's a lot of crazy things involved with that whole story, but it always starts from a place of here's the theory and the, like, here's what's going to happen. We're going to be so rich and you're dumb. They don't understand us, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, can someone just like back up, like pull yourself out of all the years of tinfoil and just please tell me like the sequence of events that happened beyond the story, just so I can better understand. But I don't know. I just don't really kind of get that type of welcome usually.
Yeah. So, all right. So I'll move on for the bargain puppy shit. But I did just, I did want to address it because that's not cool, man. I don't definitely want to see BBBY shareholders fucking fail, and I don't hate them. That's ridiculous. No. It's ridiculous. I want everyone in the community to succeed. I don't like crazy shit. But anyways, we'll move on because I'll get bogged down again.
well, to one last note on that, how you started the show, the freaking kitty talking to the whatever. I can't even think of the formal name of his testimony, but he talked about how retail is at an extreme disadvantage and how like the least we can do is kind of work together and cover a broad range of topics and look at the data, because all these institutions or hedge funds, all these other funds have huge teams. They have Aladdin. They have like all sorts of things that are just like, we're just at such a huge disadvantage. So yeah, I mean, the more retail can stop fighting each other, I think ultimately the better.
Yeah, I agree. Yes, we're building on some healing there. We've been trying. I'm hanging out on the Tardwin spaces with some of those guys and shit. So that's cool.
Baby steps.
I was trying to find the slip up. from CNBC. I don't know if I posted that. So let me, because I found that pretty interesting. We can just kind of talk about a little bit about the eBay deal. So let's see if I can find that. Yeah, here it is. Liz, by the way.
On this GameStop offer, but I bought it before the game. Jim, eBay, for the last couple of months, it's been whipsawed a lot on this GameStop offer, but I bought it before the GameStop offer because I think the fundamentals are intact. I think actually the GameStop offer may happen, but obviously it's been...
Well, they have a new offer now. I mean, this Stripe private equity thing, right? Wasn't that the new?
I haven't heard what you said, but okay. Do that.
All right.
Folks. Joe, what do you think?
Insight. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's interesting, right? Like you gotta take into account that they're all fucking idiots. And they're mainstream media and they're specifically CNBC. So, RC and us.
Do you know what it reminds me of? Have you seen, I don't know if you've seen this, but Randy Moss, when he was a rookie, I think he was buying a car and somebody comes up with a camera on him. And they're like, "You paying for that with a check? How you doing it?" And he just goes, "Straight cash, homie."
Oh, no.
Straight private equity, homie.
Yeah, I like that. So that was interesting. It came up with, I like that quote, by the way. I might have to find that. And straight cash, homie. Because that might be what it's about. Like, it could be that it's a competitor, by the way. Just to get that out there.
Yeah. And honestly, the more I think about it, I feel like that kind of feels like the content. You can interpret it either way, but it does kind of sound like this guy's all smug. He's talking about eBay is a good investment. I like their fundamentals. I even liked them before GameStop's offer, and they might still whatever. But he's like really talking about eBay. And then this guy says they have a new offer. Like eBay has a new offer is how I kind of interpret it. A little bit more than I interpret it like GameStop has a new offer for eBay. So it could be a competing bid, which would be really interesting. Because then you have to think about the competition. It'd have to be a stronger offer than what GameStop already put down. So I don't know, like 130 a share, all cash, homie. Who knows?
I mean, he was asked over and over again by, I forget now, so many interviews, the one we just had, but like if he's going to compete against himself, basically, but maybe he's got some, maybe he has competition now. I mean, it could be, I'm trying to find, so Goatbeards, let me see, I'll share this tab. Goatbeards shared, I got to find it now. I don't know, he has some pretty good stuff, guys. Let's get a little follow. But he shared an article from UAE, which was basically like out of UAE, which was basically like saying and this is an older article, like by a month or so, but it was all just like cash. And that's how they were reporting it, like from the very beginning. So I just found that interesting because the whole sands of time thing from Ryan Cohen. I think I tweet message that. Let me do that. See if I can find it. Because there's been, I'm not very good at searching my profile on X. Anyway.
Yeah, I saw that too. And I think what we knew, Ryan said, I forgot where it was, but essentially there were discussions with sovereign wealth funds.
Yeah. Well, so RC didn't say that. Just to be clear, RC did not say that.
It was in the filing, wasn't it?
The Wall Street Journal article about that heavily implied that she had heard from people in the know that RC was. Yeah. So like it had not come from him, but he has never denied it, and it's definitely a possibility. You know. I don't know. I won't go into the Sultan shit, who is now offering $50 a month. By the way, this is a funny gift, by the way, or meme, by the way. Anyways,
yeah, I think at least we could say there's been discussions, most likely.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows? And it could be. I'm sorry. I'm just like getting caught up trying to find. It was actually an exciting kind of last couple of days. On the weekend, it had been pretty quiet. All right, well, I'm going to give up this one. Anyway, so, I mean, it could be private equity. It could be a UAE thing. Like, it could be, because that's what that quote was that he replied to was about the UAE. This is Ryan Cohen replied to a tweet in January 2025, I think is what it was. The sands of time meet the future or something like that. So anyways, I don't know. I just found that interesting. Private equity would be interesting. I don't know. I'm not like an expert on all these finer details when it comes to this, but maybe that could.
Yeah, I guess the comparison would be you're either borrowing from TD or you have a partner in the acquisition. So the trade-off would have to be more appealing than borrowing from TD at whatever % interest rate.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So,
I guess the other thing too is if they're borrowing less and they have outside funds like that, it would increase the chances of the investment grade rating too, because I suppose that factors in.
Yeah. I don't know. So like I said, it's all like me and ChatGPT have been working hard, like steam coming out of my phone, trying to understand all this shit. So, just kind of where we are currently, we still have 9.85% of eBay. We own 43,390,383 shares directly. It's at about 101, I think. For the most part, eBay is sitting right now at 108.26, but our close of quarter was Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And we closed the quarter out at 114.05. So that's pretty sweet because Q1 eBay closed at 104, which was right here, 104.07. That was the close of our Q1. So everything from then, and I don't know, there's going to be some different math when it comes to, the put call pairs versus owning the shares and the conversion. And I'm not going to be able to tell you, exactly whatever, but up 9.55% on our position from Q1 to Q2. So that should be pretty good for earnings. I was actually pretty surprised that they didn't kick our ass going into the close of the quarter for us. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't know. It feels like the quarter end was a pretty significant milestone. It seems like we get this news. I forget who it was. A New Snake. I think you're saying that. What's up, bro? You're saying that in the Discord. Someone was saying in the Discord, like, at the end of Q, we're getting news at the end of every quarter now. Like the eBay news first came out at the end of Q1 financials, and now this news is coming out at the end of Q2 financials. So it feels like the quarters are pretty important, or the timing of that with earnings. Now that the quarter is over, we'll just keep plowing through. Now that the quarter is over, we can do earnings. I think, about the earliest we can do this would be 2 weeks. So like going before today, I thought it might be something like early earnings, maybe the Friday of OPEC. That's not a Friday. Maybe the Tuesday after OPEC's, maybe some really good bullish news. I know we sold France. So I think that money might be in there too. We got a full quarter of PowerPacks numbers. We're up 10% on a massive eBay position, setting up for a really large quarter. And, wouldn't it be great if he like blew out those, the expectations that he gave us, the forward guidance? Like, I wonder what it would take, like 150 million maybe. What would it take? I think, anyways, if we could beat the guidance that we had laid out, which was still massive, it could be all kinds of like really good news for an early earnings. So that's all possible now. We are in blackout windows for insiders to buy, I think, with probably because of everything else that's going on too. But just before today, we were starting our blackout windows. I think the buyback blackout was starting as well. And I know there's controversy on whether or not we could have been doing buybacks with the eBay deal, whether or not it's material, but I'm gonna just pretend like it was allowed. We'll see. It wouldn't have been. I mean, I think Bartek said it could have been $800 million worth, given the whole like 25% max and all the different safe harbor laws. So,
Damn.
Yeah, it could have been a lot of money.
Yeah. I'd say, optimistic for earnings like I always am. No reason not to be from what I've seen though. And ultimately it's the financial clarity. Q2's in the books. So that impacts their offer structure and the details we could see in a detailed presentation or a formal tender offer. So it's just, I think it's a missing piece for what we need for the next step. And probably the same for eBay's earnings on the 5th. When is that? Wednesday?
Yeah, there you go. That's coming too.
Yeah. Which I was kind of looking at the consensus for that, and it looks like it's pretty optimistic. They have them on the higher end of most forecasts. I guess the expectations are $1.50 adjusted EPS and $3 billion in revenue for their quarter. So who knows how that will shake out? But yeah, if they suck and have like a double miss, hold on for dear life.
Yeah. I mean, the lower it is, lower eBay is, I guess it hurts our numbers, but I really don't feel like, I don't know, man. Like none of this shit seems to affect the price. eBay going up doesn't,
True.
eBay going down doesn't. It's, this news of, I don't know. And I mean, I feel like one day we might de-hedge for once. I mean, we've already hedged these fucking bonds, but I feel like we're hedging again. So, why always hedge when de-hedge? That's what I want. All right. So just real quick. So the position wise, 15% is, Delaware 203. So that's kind of the big line in the sand. There could be an offer still loading, I guess. I asked, doesn't seem like, what's going on with this debt for equity doesn't make, the eBay offer hold up at all. Like we can still be moving forward. He could still put together a TO. So, the forthcoming could eventually come forth. So
always.
So I mean that's all out there. But if we go like hostile, we need to get over 85%. Well, to make it to make 203 not such a problem. We could still, we can go a coalition route and get to 20% and then call a meeting and then try to get rid of the board. I was reading somewhere else though that like that could consider us a group as well with another group and could make 203 a problem. So really, like either you need a pre-approval from the board, like bypassing 203, or you got to deal with it, and you can deal with that by like getting you can get it. You can remove the board, and then you're going to need. Say we own 50% of eBay, we would need 66.6% of the remaining shareholders to vote in our favor for 203 to be bypassed. Yeah, it's a lot. And that's only if we go hostile and don't get the 85%. So I don't know, just out there stuff that we could be working on.
There's options. There's no backup plan. Cohen wants his baby, so
yeah,
he'll consider everything.
Yeah. So, All right. Well, I don't. Yeah, eBay is exciting. I feel like everything that's happened today, and then that happened like with the shares just a couple weeks ago. I feel like that's all timing wise. We're building towards something, and it feels like it's coming soon. But also maybe we're just gonna have to wait till next year's shareholders, eBay shareholder, for RC to try to get that board removed if he doesn't want to go the hustle or 20% proxy route.
Yeah. I don't know. It'll be interesting. We know it's going to the shareholders next. So once there's more details, we'll be able to know if it's more appealing for, institutions, basically. So one step at a time, I guess. But I think Toots will like it. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. I kind of want to take a quick little break here. See, my Wedgeception chart did not break up. We were into
Fucking
all
Wedgeception.
it was so many. This one wasn't a falling though, so that could have been the reason. Whatever, but we respect us falling wedges, and it didn't happen. Let's see. Maybe let's just do this real quick. Look at the chart for a second here, and then we'll take a quick little break, and then we'll come back.
Cool.
All right, Wedgeception. Let me turn that off. Settlement. So last week was not fun. Oh, well, I messed that shit up completely. This is it. All right. Last week wasn't fun, but it wasn't terrible. Actually, it wasn't a bad week. It's kind of, diminished looking at over here to the right, but we had a 5% move intra-week. So Monday and Tuesday started out really nice.
Yeah, do you think I would credit that towards this straight private equity thing? That seems to be what caused it.
Isn't it? That was early in the week, huh? It was, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, it wasn't off big volume. No, so that's the thing is there was no volume at all. 3.9 million on Monday. We were up 1.6, and then Tuesday was 3.96. I mean, I remember on Tuesday though being positive, because almost 4 million. Whoa, it had been a while. So
desert out there.
Yeah, it was good. It was good though. 5%. I think I maybe made a little bit of money playing some calls there. I'm not sure. It was after that though. It was just shit. It was just like sideways for the rest of the next 3 days. Yeah, we gapped up. Anyways, all those gaps don't matter right now. Never mind. Fuck them. Wednesday, 2.65 million. Thursday, 2.36 million. And then Friday, 2.48 million. 15.37 for the week. Is that right? Let me double check. For the month, we set some crazy lows. 15.3 million. For the month, it was... Yeah, July's done, by the way. 72.14 million. 7s, 1s, and 4s everywhere I look. And the last time we were that low was February. Where's it at? Oh, I'm on the month. February 2024. So April 92, 53 million February 2024. So, fucking really low volume that we had not really seen at all. So, yeah, I don't know. Fucking low volume week. I didn't expect this kind of news. I honestly thought going into this week we had a little gap down here that we left from the week. I think Ultimator had said something about it. I thought we might fill that. It was right here. So we might fill that little guy and then fuck around over in the 20s for a while, but that's all out the window. Yeah, we'll pull up the gaps while I have it real quick. So I guess that guy is filled. You talked about it at the beginning. We do have an opportunity for a bullish island reversal here. If RC were to double tap with some positive news kind of thing, right? Fucking bear trap or whatever it is.
I think so. I think so.
We could get back up over here, and then that would be pretty fucking bullish. But now we still got this guy from the very beginning of the year. I'd said we will not. Well, this is the beginning of the year. I'd said we won't this will be our low of the year, and that is now not the case. 1856 is a low of the year. So I could probably delete this guy. We're going to add one here and here, and then we got Gapception too, because that's a gap within a gap. So I have a feeling when we come back up here, we're going to bounce pretty hard or hang out right around this 2065 level.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got the one from when Kitty was here last, which was, what is that date? Oh, it was the comeback, right? The 10th. Yeah. When he did the comeback, we got a gap at 1770. Well, the low was there. Anyway, 1756 is where the comeback gap started. That's still there. I don't know. Right now, I don't want to say let's just go get it because that's still $1 away, dollar plus. But get rid of them is kind of how I generally feel when it comes to gaps to the downside. To the upside, we got a bunch. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And then we got one up here at like 72. So yeah, lots of gaps to the upside. We got a few to the downside. There's also one down at $4 too.
Just get it. Come on.
Yeah, not the $4 one. All right. Any other notes? IV was 24. Let's see what IV is right now. Well, we can look at the option chain too. Excuse me, down almost 3.9 million in net call premium on the day. For the last 30 days. It's just been, well, that's the biggest one we've had in a while now. But lots of them, lots of calls selling. So, yeah. Par for the course, but pretty fucking bad today. It's been lots of call selling. Let's see. What IV is at? Oh, fuck. Would have been nice if price is moving up, but IV's at 51 right now.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's really
It's
interesting.
like, here's this opportunity, but don't want you to capitalize too much.
Can you imagine buying calls right now and then getting IV crushed on top of it?
Oh man, a slow bleed.
Oh, yeah. Anyway,
I don't know. I have a short-term bullish thesis that remains unchanged. I'm still very optimistic in the near term. So hopefully that's the case. Otherwise, this could drag out.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. GME borrow rate. Let's see what that guy is at. Nothing. Just fucking bullshit in 7.6 million. So yeah. I don't know. Anything on the chart? Any predictions? What do you think? You got a prediction for the rest of this week?
Man, well, which presentation do you want to go into? I'm just joking.
Well, okay, we'll wait.
Fitzzzy 3 freaking presentations.
Yeah.
I'm so nuts about everything I want to talk about. And yeah, I mean, one of them is what I think could be the biggest catalyst is just clarity on the eBay offer structure. We've heard, I don't know if you want me to get into this now or after break.
Let's take a break because I need
Okay.
I need a break.
Okay, because I could just go off.
I need
some water.
Last week I played his first live stream intro, but I'll do the current one. Let's see here. I'm just gonna pick a spot, guys, and we're gonna watch that while we take a quick break.
Cool. BRB.
All right.
I'm alive. Kinda. What's
like
up,
it with the
everybody?
chat.
I'm
Going
looking
on the
around. I
side
gotta
here,
make.
too.
I think they feel like it's working, but I haven't done it in so long. I think it's working. I see you can hear me.
All right, I'll be
It
right
looks like it's going okay. So I think we can get it. Sorry, I'm legit looking at the chat here just to see. Okay, all right. I think it's working. I think it's working. Honestly, I can't believe that shit. I thought for sure I'd fuck it up somehow. Welcome everybody. Happy Friday. Oh shit! I didn't even pour the beer yet, but that's okay. I got a beer. I know it's the middle of the afternoon here, but right? It's Friday. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's not 5 o'clock here, but it's about to be. Oh shit! Wait, do I gotta wear this shit the whole time? I don't think there's no YouTube rules like whatever whatever your drip is when you start, you got to keep rocking that. I'm pretty sure there's no way that's a rule. I mean, I'll keep it up for now because cheers, everybody. Let's go. Oh shit, look at this. It's going up. I could say that, right? Can I say that? Can I say it's going up? Is that okay? Look at this. I can't keep that getting over. I think I can say that. Cheers. Crazy stuff going on these days, huh? Crazy stuff. Can you believe it's me? Can you believe it? Because it kind of looks like a lot of people don't. So I figured I'd pop in here, say what's up, everybody. I hope everyone's doing good. I know it's not the usual time of the stream, but figured I'd see it. What's going on? Check in, how everyone's doing. No real game plan here. Just wanted to hop in, see what's popping. Damn. Yo, there's mad heads in here. God damn. All right. Okay, yeah. So I hope everyone's doing well. It's been a few years now. I hope y'all are good. We've been doing okay here, hanging in there. This, you may not, I mean, I was just messing around with this. This isn't a real bandage. This isn't a real, what do you call this? A splint? Is that the word? It's not real. I'm messing around right now. I'm messing around. Okay. So other than this, we're doing okay here, right? It's been a crazy, well, first, I mean, it's been a crazy few years, right? It's been a crazy couple of months too. Oh shit. Yeah, bonkers. I wanted to, hey, let me just close it. Ooh. It's pretty good to be back, you know? I kind of forgot. You kind of forget what it feels like after it's been so long. Huh? I hope before I get started here, I feel like what is it, Ocean's 12? Like, how many espressos you have? 5. That's me right now, you know? But now you got to make the switch. You know, you do the little pre-gaming. You do the pre-gaming action, which in my case might be some coffee or some espresso or something. But I think it's time to make a switch, all right? So, I don't know what type of beer you think I'd be going for today, but, I mean, maybe this isn't the right day to do it. I mean, can I do this? Can I show this? Oh, you can't see it? You can't see it. Oh, can you guess what beer that is? Can you guess? That's a hint that you can't see it. Oh, I should have tested that. Whoops. Oh, shit. Let's see if you... Oh, you see it? Oh, I see it. I mean, I'm not up with the chat. At least I can see y'all scroll through there. Green. It's green. Because... All right, so it's green, right? But go Celtics, all right? Go Celtics. We won last night, all right? I'm pulling for them. I guess it's not a green day here, right? But this is the finals, baby. To start off the series.
I love that he's just like laughing. Let me turn my shit up here. I love that he's just like laughing it away. I got his YOLO update going into this too. He was down big. So that's pretty. All right. I love it. I love it. So, okay. What do we want to do, Mags? We got about an hour.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Well, side note, I felt like there's 2 moments in RoaringKitty streams where he runs away. He's drinking beer and he's like, I got to run really fast. I'm going to do my intro and go to the bathroom break really quick. And he like tries to hurry up and make it back in time. That's what I just felt like. But yeah, I mean, do you want to get into the decks?
Yeah,
we get into the decks.
Let's do it. Like, I don't know if I have the right one though. Let me go to
here. I can shoot you a quick link.
Yeah, DM me the most recent one.
Do you want to do? I mean, we covered eBay really quick, but I could do this one just to explain my. I mean, this is kind of what I'm most passionate about.
Yeah, send it. Because we can, if we don't get to it, we could try to do Kitty like another time shortly, like in the future. Maybe have you back here soon to do the RoaringKitty stuff. Whatever. So
I think we can let's just do this one really quick.
All right.
And then because we beat it to death kind of with the eBay talk. I can go through it pretty fast.
All right, we're
And
up.
then let's have some fun. We got to do Kitty.
All right,
Lighten things up.
All right, so
Let me get the Kitty link here. I just DM'd you the first one.
So I'm just gonna click you talk. All right, bro.
Yeah, hold on. Let me send this other one.
Can I full screen
All right, here's the other one. I just DM'd you.
I love I hadn't been using docs or anything, by the way, and I'm definitely gonna do that instead of the PDFs that I've been trying to make from my show notes. It's way better to have like a document you can work with and shit instead of having to try to redo it in ChatGPT or something every time. So I'm glad you started linking me these because it's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, GPT helps me build these. And I upload them into Google Slides and I can share a link and stuff. So
yeah, I just hadn't considered the whole, because that's all connected too. So yeah, good job.
Yeah, and it just helps formulate, organize all the shit and notes and everything too. Yeah, click the slideshow button. And then I think you just hit
there
the right
it is.
arrow.
All right, okay. I was looking for it. I don't
No,
use it.
I had to teach myself this yesterday too. It's in the top right.
Yeah, I got it. All right, I'm ready.
Okay, so yeah, I'll just get into it. I mean, we talked about the 1.4 billion offset and my thoughts there with it basically offsetting the debt on the GameStop side with the cash that eBay just spent for Depop. Exactly 1.4 billion offset. And I kind of went into why that's important as far as, how levered they are post acquisition and what that means for the investment grade rating to get the additional like 18 billion they'd need from TD. Anyway, what I've been freaking most passionate about has just been everything I've heard in Ryan Cohen interviews. We started with the eBay offer, which was half cash, half stock. 50% of the stock consideration would be GME common stock. And that's really all we knew. So we kind of like, we had a numerator. We didn't really have a denominator. And if you think about how the media has been understanding it, it's assuming, and there's even like a link that I quote in one of these slides. They assume over 1 billion shares would need to be issued to make this work because they assume the math is for the stock consideration to work, it has to be issuing shares at GME's current standalone price pre-transaction. So if you math that, and you'll see this on one of these other slides, I'll try to stay on track with what's in front of me. That's over 1 billion shares diluted. But since then, we've heard Ryan Cohen talk about what we're proposing, like his words, what we're proposing. eBay shareholders will be rolling equity into the combined company. So the rollover equity structure values what that combined company looks like. And we have only like one input for it, which was the 125 headline offer. So if you use that as an input in this like banker model that I essentially replicated, that I had access to for like a hot minute, then you have way different share issuance. And I think the difference between the two structures is like in one, it's like if you're issuing shares at the current standalone price, I think usually you would see that if you're a very strong company, you can absorb it and you don't really have to sell the market or anybody on the valuation. But in this rollover equity structure and what they're proposing, how many shares eBay shareholders would get into the combined equity, there's more of a sell on how much this is actually worth. So they have to sell the valuation of GME as a standalone and what that means if they do acquire eBay. So that's kind of where the stock consideration comes from. It starts with evaluating the combined equity to get those outputs. So it's half as dilutive. And what's funny too, I'm all over the fucking place. I'm sorry.
That's right. Tell me if I'm going too fast. I'm just trying to like keep.
Oh yeah, no, this is kind of a good spot to stop. So great point. If you look on the left here, it says, in this Market Watch headline from May 4th, GameStop is expected to issue over 1 billion shares, and GameStop was trading around like 22-ish around there. So they're assuming the denominator is dividing by current share price and the stock consideration, which is now 25 billion at this point. So as GME drops, it's that assumption means GME would have to raise more shares in order for this eBay acquisition to work. But the standalone GME share price in a rollover equity model doesn't really, like, the current GME share price doesn't matter as much because it's still a valuation on the business and what that means post acquisition. So just looking at the fundamentals, that's why the forward guidance is so important, because it's going to impact how you value the combined company and how many shares would be issued. And if you use that 125 headline in this model, it basically shakes out exactly to the 60-40 split that Cohen used as an example in one of those interviews. And again, it's half as dilutive. And I don't know if this is really registering for people, but this is like the biggest freaking like misunderstanding of this entire thing. And it's by 650 million shares now. I think the market is completely missing this. And assuming it's a share issuance on GME pre-acquisition just conflicts with this quote that I've highlighted on the right here. But they would be rolling the rest into the combined company of GameStop and eBay. That's not how that structure works. So I think this is the freaking catalyst. And the precedent that I found, I think it might have been included in one of these later slides you can kind of go through. Similar thing happened with Bill Ackman's company. Pershing was trying to acquire a company, I think Allergen was their name. This is just more math on how everything's calculated, which GME standalone value at 11 billion, I think is kind of conservative. Anyway, so I took the snippet from a presentation on Valent, Bill Ackman, Pershing's Bill Ackman is involved. Anyway, they had a similar offer to acquire Allergan. I don't know how to say that. Yeah. Sorry, this is like zero prep. We weren't expecting.
You're good, bro. Allergens. I'll call it that.
Oh, okay.
It's like
Gee, I'm so glad you know.
I don't know. I'm just fucking guessing. Go ahead.
But they kind of had this. What's funny about how this all happened is they had a detailed presentation. And they had the exchange ratio. They said it'd be like 40% allergen, or whatever we want to call it, was the split. So they included some of those details before the tender offer, which I think is pretty key and important. But with that offer, because this was like way different, they're the bigger company, the Allergen adopted a poison pill immediately. So there's like this whole back and forth. Valence stock price kind of took a dive after that. And they had to go through a series of presentations. And this snippet was one of those detailed presentations where they had to sell the valuation. Like the market is not calculating this correctly. This is how they need to be calculating a rollover equity acquisition offer. So it details the math and helps them understand like what this actually means. If this goes through, share price would be 223 and they were trading at like 114 at that point. But the whole thing was messy. This is like back in 2014 where they had to raise their offer several times. They started like in the 40s, then they had to raise it to like 70s. And ultimately, I think their last offer was like 120 or something. And then they lost. Somebody else ended up acquiring the company. But they were late to explaining what this offer actually means. And I think there's a lot to learn from that. And Bill Ackman's been involved in this GME saga a little bit. So there's just so many similarities here that I see. And I think it's a really good precedent. And again, everything we've been hearing, the rollover equity structure of this is just, you don't issue shares at the standalone current GME share price. So I think detailed presentation will prove if this assumption is right or wrong, but if it's right, it's going to be a complete surprise based on how the media has been headlining the share issuance to expect with this type of offer. So I'm passionate about this. This remains my short-term bull thesis. Eliminating the 1.4 billion in debt doesn't change any of that for me. It just, it's like short-term pain, but ultimately I just want to see these forthcoming details.
Yeah. Want the coming to forth.
Yeah.
the fourth I don't know, sorry. That was
and that part was frustrating because I've been on this since that second interview where he mentioned that. I did an updated model just to see what this looks like. So I posted this a while ago. So now I did an update where remove the cash, put that into eBay equity try to calculate removing the 1.4 billion in debt into this, which is kind of choppy because we don't know how many shares that will increase. But roughly using that estimated core value 27 to 34 a share, if you remove the eBay offer from the table and the arbitrage that comes with that, you know, the arbitrage desk going long eBay and shorting GME. If you look at GME as a standalone, that's the basic intrinsic core value calculations, and then strategic value with the optionality added to. So it's assigning optionality to the remaining cash, which is what, like 4.1 billion, with the rest tied up in Bitcoin and in eBay. So it's less optionality than what I had when they had like 9 billion in cash. But what this calculation doesn't do is assign optionality to the, we'll call it, 4.5 billion in eBay, which I think you should assign optionality to that, especially if the deal goes through. That's worth like $1 billion more. So anyway, that's my soapbox.
Yeah.
I told you I was going to soapbox this thing.
That's good. I like it. No, it's interesting. I appreciate the slides, bro. This shit's clean here. I'm, me and math while I'm live.
Oh my
so
God.
I'm gonna have to go in.
I know I lied to you. I'm like, no math, I promise.
It's good. I'm
But
good
what's
with it. Not live, but go ahead. Sorry.
Because I don't know, everything Cohen's saying, it just sounds like, unless he completely, I don't know, kind of careful what I'm saying, but like he's saying the combined, I don't know, he would use these examples. I'm just going to keep saying the same thing over and over again. He used these examples. He said roll over equity into the combined company. This is how it's modeled. And I specifically was trying to seek out somebody who has experience in these things. And I found somebody, and they had a model, and they were modeling share issuance like the media pre-transaction. And I said, hey, here's what I've heard. Here's the quotes. Are you familiar with this? How would you calculate that? And they're like, yeah, I'm very familiar with this. I know exactly how to model that. And they did it and like basically posted all these like cryptic posts and like pieced out text. It's like, what? But they were calculating like 43 bucks per share post acquisition.
Oh.
So that sounds pretty fucking awesome to me.
All that sounds good. I just, when it comes to the valuations of GameStop's price, and I know it'll be a different company and all that, it's just like so tainted by like the market. It's not a fair price. The price is fucking fake. That's the way it's always been for GameStop. So one day that'll have to change. Maybe this will be the thing that does it. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, either way, we got to be close to this forthcoming presentation or tender offers. So
I would think
we can
right?
speculate until then. But I freaking am like, I'm on it. Like, it's got to be this. I have to be understanding this right. The media is wrong. Cohen said the media is completely misunderstanding why this makes sense. And I think that's part of it.
Well, yeah,
I really do.
That's for sure. And they might not even be misunderstanding it. They just might be misunderstanding on purpose. Like
there's that too.
Yeah. Yeah, they put shit out, like even the private equity slip up. Maybe it was a slip up, maybe not. I don't know. That can't be planned. That'd be crazy if they're just like, all right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go out there and make it. That'd be kind of crazy. Okay, real quick, Shop GameStop. I don't know if that's all I want to say, but Mod Retro came out with its smoke. So that's nice. Roaring Sensei, I don't know if you're still here, bro. I didn't catch your whole stream, but he had a stream Saturday. So nice job with that. I hope it went well.
I missed it.
Yeah, I did. I worked Saturday, so it's hard. But catch Roaring Sensei's streams. I know he's got some more news coming out soon. But it seemed like a lot of people want a lot of cool shit, so that's great. But he'd also
he's here.
Yeah, okay, get it. What's up, brother? How'd it go? Tell us. I'm on a little bit of a delay, but I also saw Sensei posted that we have rewards coming out too. Let me pull up his page for the whales. Bartek was talking about it a little bit last week too. Let's see. Hi, Sensei. Just fucking. I can't find it now. Maybe it's a little bit further down here. No, anyways, we got rewards out. I may just roll down too far. He's got all kinds of cool shit. VIP power rewards are here. This is it. I'll let it kind of play through. But it looks like there's levels to it. And you can win some pretty good money. Not win, you get some. Can we pause it here and make it big? All right, so here are the rewards. Tiers 30, 50, 80, 125, 200,000, 500,000, 1 million, and 2 million. And I think it's like cumulative. So like if you're just flipping them, you can keep adding it. But say you get to 200,000, and I realize that's a lot of fucking money. But you know, if you're on a good run and you're flipping them, and you know, you get there. But I think it came to about almost $6,000 to $7,000 worth of PowerPacks pulls as a reward. So yeah, it's pretty good stuff. You been doing any PowerPacks or anything, Max?
Yeah, I have, and I would do it here and there just to see what was going on. And I'm only NFL only, so when it was a Pokemon giveaway last week, I was kind of like, "Don't include me. I feel bad. I know other people like it." So of course I win.
Yeah,
and I'm excited to pay it forward and have Rick. Is it Rick or Rich? I keep saying that.
It's Rich Bartu.
Rich. Okay. So Rich, yeah. Giveaway. We haven't even revealed the answer yet. I don't think anyone's responded with the answer that I know.
No, there is a giveaway. And M, I know I missed you. There was some controversy last week. Controversy with last minute ads that won. It might have been my fault. I'm not a skilled giveaway guy yet. So, what's the giveaway? Go ahead, break it down real quick. So you won.
Okay,
so you won this last one. It was a nice Pokemon Pikachu. Little poofy one. It was a celebration. So you want to give that away.
I wish I knew these names. I just call it Chubby Surfing Pikachu PSA 10. That's worth like $100 and some change.
Yeah.
So yeah, my plan was, before all this craziness, we're going to be deep in kitty stuff. So I wanted to drop a question that you'd essentially have to know if you watch the streams. And the question was, before the GME squeeze, which stock did RoaringKitty say was his biggest winner? So that's a question I posted. So whoever answers that, even if we'll be talking about it at some point here soon, whoever answers that and just puts it in the chat first gets the card.
Chat here. If you're listening and we still haven't had an answer, reply in, if you're listening later, reply in any of our threads that we're tagged on. All right. Like, I have the main one that I post. If you can reply to that one. But if no one's gotten the answer, there's a nice Pokemon card out there. So what's the question one more time, Mac?
So before the GME squeeze, which stock did the RoaringKitty say was his biggest winner? And I have two guesses so far. We have RFP and Chewy, and they're both wrong.
Okay. All right. Well, good. Keep just throwing them out there, guys. Maybe we'll get it.
Sorry, Adam. Nope.
Apple.
Not Apple.
No? All right.
We'll just have to get into it and find out.
We'll get into it. All right. So let's see. GameStop is at 1873, 33.03 million traded. GMUs, by the way, we didn't even talk about that. $1.75. They had a good week last week too. I was feeling so good heading into it last week. Anyways, yeah, we had some weird like Friday volume too, I think it was. Yeah, a weird little Friday spike. Touched 207 out of nowhere on a Friday. I don't know. They've been looking so good, especially like, look at this, $1.50 to 207. That's a fucking pretty big swing from Monday to Friday. Yeah.
Damn.
Could have done well. What is that swing? And then this morning too, they were like green for a minute while we were just getting our ass kicked. 36%.
So bizarre to me.
Yeah, they are weird. How they trade. And there was a note in there too about, well, I don't know, the bonds. I don't know. There's something about the bonds that happened over the last week too, that they're only, some memo came out for GME1 option chain too. Anyways, all right, I'll get lost. Let's, so let me find.
While you do that, are you pulling up the deck? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. You're.
I was just looking at my notes for other things we're going to talk about. Pulte. No, I say that's so weird.
Ploot, bro. Ploot.
Ploot. Yeah, did you see he posted news forthcoming in the morning?
No.
That was on like 7:27 last week.
Oh yeah, he did. And then it was like announced that he wasn't having that job anymore. I mean, okay, so we'll do that tinfoil real quick while you brought it up. So RC did have some action over the weekend. He followed Ploot. I refuse, guys. I'm sorry. He's Ploot. He followed Ploot, who is the acting director of national intelligence. And then he followed the White House, and Twitter exploded. And I got all kinds of people do not like it when I call him Ploot. So that's kind of why I just keep doing it. It's people trying to set me straight. Anyways, and then he unfollowed Ploot, and then he unfollowed the White House. So I don't know. Timing's weird, I guess.
He knows what he's doing, saying forthcoming though. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know why he did that. But also Ploot said news is forthcoming, right? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, news forthcoming in the morning.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. The dude is connected. We can't lie.
Yep.
Like, he might annoy me, and he might, have started as a Twitter philanthropist and getting, hanging out with dildo slapping and everything else. But, he is fucking in Trump's cabinet. It's kind of wild, by the way, that I'm blocked.
It is wild.
I'm blocked by a guy in Trump's cabinet. I'm blocked by the acting director of national intelligence. It's kind of fucking wild. I should probably stop talking shit, huh?
But yeah, I don't understand any of that. But
yeah.
Lots to learn.
So yeah, now that was interesting. Yeah, I don't know. So, okay. All right, let's go on. PowerPack app came out for Android. That was the other thing I wanted to say. And then rewards. So Shop GameStop, PowerPack app is out now for Android and GameStop. And there is also not a whale reward. There is a reward that if you buy 3 gold packs, you get $10 off. They're starting to add some rewards for the folks that wanted it out there. Couple guesses, by the way, in chat. Sensei said, is it PHI? God.
I'm just waiting for somebody to be very observant right now is all I'll say.
Just pay attention. You guys might get the answer now. All right. So like I was saying, I've been sitting here thinking about the dog days of summer has been in my head so much. And it's also a tweet that Kitty deleted. It's one of the internet shall never forgets. So I don't know. There might be deleted or removed for copyright, whatever it was. So, but it's kind of just been in my head, and I'm thinking start thinking about the Me movie, and maybe he's talking about the cycles because it's the Bear Beware. We always get a Halloween move. I don't know. There's just hints throughout the movie. It just got me kind of wanting to talk Kitty. So I was like, Magnifishit is the dude when it comes to talking Kitty. You have spent extensive amounts of time watching his live streams, which is that's some work, bro. Like,
oh man.
And it's part of the problem is you want to stop. At least with me, is I want to stop and clip and post and what's up.
Oh, keep going.
No, I just want to do that as I go. So I find it terribly complicated to make it through a fucking 3 or 4 hour live stream because I always find everything he says so interesting. So I think it's pretty awesome that you spent your time. You've dug through that. You've definitely gone through the memes. You've gone through the 2021 memes as well. So call you a student of RoaringKitty. So
yeah,
figured we could try to get together and maybe tell his story a little bit. Maybe what time do you got to be done?
Don't worry about it. Okay. I will move whatever shit I got going on.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I wanted to kind of try to tell the story. So as I'm going through it, and let me get my notes too. So you have your notes, you have your slide deck. I'm going to try to keep that up, but then I have the shit that I wanted to talk about as well. So let me try to get my docs up real quick.
Yeah, no worries. This is where it gets fun too, because even just the timeline to me is so fun to talk about. And I condensed it's just so nerdy, guy. I went through, I realized when I'm watching these live streams, I have to pay attention or else I'm not going to know what the hell's going on. So I started taking notes from every live stream, and like I'd feed all my live stream notes into a chat and help it like archive it and like summarize things for me. So I'd literally be on the treadmill listening and like, oh, I heard this, and I punch it into my notepad, and or like mowing the lawn, I'd have like so many start stops because I'd just be like, oh, that I didn't know that, and I'd like type it out in my notepad and then just send it over. So I had this this chat with all this information, and I just wanted it to summarize things. So it got super nerdy and deep, which is only so fun for a small percentage of audience. So I kind of condensed it to 5 quick slides, and I just want to go into the timeline.
Well,
basically.
this is more than 5 slides, bro.
Well, no, after the 5th slide, it's all timeline stuff.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I've been through it. And then so like I tried to like, because I like to have things organized in time frame. So we're going to try to take this through chronological order. The timelines I got kind of segments or whatever would be pre-January 2021, January 21 through June 21. Anyone remembers the shareholder? That was our first real good rug. And then let's see, after that, I also have all of his YOLOs. I might have overdone it with that. Then we got the quiet time. So June 21 through April 24. We got the comeback. We got the meme movie, the live stream discussion. Well, kind of whatever. This is just my little notes. And then whatever's gone on since 0109. Because fucking 0109. So, okay. Do you want to just kick us off here?
Let's do it. Yeah, let's slideshow it.
All right. And I'll be clicking around too, probably. So we might be going back and forth, but
it works.
Go for it.
And I think, you wanted to talk Kitty. So of course my brain just goes, we have to do a full blown character study, understand who he is, how he invests. And that's what made me want to pull all these notes that I had from all of his live streams. And then I wanted to see this entire timeline just to see how everything unfolds, because we're trying to be a little predictive, right? And that's part of being a GME investor. You're trying to see what the hell is going to, because, obviously has a big impact when he's involved in the stock. So that was basically the motivation behind all this. So to summarize my live stream notes across freaking 300 hours and 64 live streams, I did it in 5 slides. And essentially what you need to know about Kitty, if you haven't seen all of them, there's just so many misconceptions. Like he was lucky. All he cared about was GME. Didn't have any experience. YOLO'd on calls, and that's it. But he was an investor for 10 years at this point. Worked in fintech for this like fintech software company. I think he was a founder, actually. I need to double check my sources there. Worked for Mass Mutual. So very experienced investor. He said he was a deep value investor, right? So he would look for any security that has downside protection with asymmetric upside is really his whole thing. So he'd have a very serious base case for things, and would hold from like 3 months to 2 years and just wait for things to play out and just kind of keep moving. But when he started his stream 6 years ago today, 8/3/2020 was his first live stream.
8/3/2020 was the first live stream?
Yep. Isn't that crazy?
Okay, so real quick, go ahead. I'll let you finish. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's all good. Let's go ahead.
No, I was just wondering this. So, okay. So before his live stream is the RoaringKitty. On Reddit, he's deep fucking value. And then, of course, he's Keith Gill. But he had to reveal, I'm trying to remember that part of it. He did like a whole reveal that he was deep fucking value, right? Isn't that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my God. That's fascinating to me too, because it was on Christmas Day 2020 and he revealed in a YOLO. So if you look at that YOLO, it has RoaringKitty on the YOLO. That's when people found out.
Okay.
And his memes on Twitter right before that were super cryptic about like another identity. So there's memes about like the Shawshank meme is there. There's I think not 7, but Fight Club meme. All these like hidden identity like suggestions right before 12/25/2020. So he's kind of hinting like, I'm gonna drop something here. I'm gonna reveal I'm DFV. Nobody knows. Someone kind of like brought up DFV in one of his streams and he made this awkward smile, but he kept that private until Yeah, I mean, 4 months of streaming.
Yeah, and he's got lots of YOLO updates, by the way. I thought, he was updating all the time back then. So I'm going to try to get to his first YOLO update.
Yeah.
It was, okay, so there's July 2020. He was doing them for a while. Anyways, not all of them like as big as the screenshot. So see, May 2020, I'll share this tab instead. I'm on Kitty's page. So this is what it looked like in May 2020. Pretty good position there. Is it all GME? Some $6 calls, $12 calls, $8 calls, 15s and 20s and 12s. And then he had how many shares? 250 shares is what it looks like. Yeah. So that was not his first, but that was his position. What did I say it was?
This was May
2020.
Interesting.
Yeah, on Wall Street Bets. And he was just kind of like updating. September 2020 got up to 10,000. Bunch of, he has not put, you want to say he'll buy at the money or out of the money or long dated or short. He does it all. He's proven that he will buy anywhere on the option chain. So he'll go long dated, which in, September, I think is when this one was. Yeah, September. So he's buying calls out in January. And then he has later on, I think, these April 12s. Those are the ones that were just insane by the time he converted them.
Yeah, those Jan 15s were like his originals. And then April 16th was like his last call position, which led to his last YOLO update on April 16th.
So let's see.
That he said was last.
This is mid. So he was just updating again all the time. I wish I would have known then.
Shit.
So you gave me a date here I wanted to see. So November 2020.
There you go. Yeah. The reveal. Oh, no, December 25th. You were just on it.
All right. Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. So that's the reveal. That's where he shows. So he'd been posting on Wall Street Bet the whole time.
Boom.
And
it's me.
Yeah. And then had been doing the live streams. And then combined, he showed everyone. So Christmas 2020, he had 3.6 million. He had $1 million. He likes round numbers, by the way. 10,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. Those. So what do we look at? Those calls, 2,300%. He bought them at 40 cents.
Dude.
He bought them at 40 cents. And then GameStop was what in December? Like it was.
I think I'm trying to remember, like 20s.
No, yeah, maybe, yeah, because it was like. So here let me put the chart up,
and that was pre-split, obviously.
So Christmas, it was around $5. So yeah, 20.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he had all of this to go. Yeah.
God.
Pretty impressive. So okay. So yeah, so he started his position. He'd been investing a while ago. He was in finance. He had worked at Mass Mutual. He started, I think it was RoaringKitty Financial. I think at some point there, or some version of that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we got New Snake is around here somewhere. He tracks all of that shit for us, by the way. So every alt or possible account, New Snake's on it. What's up, Jim? Good to see you out here, bro. Kevin Gill Kevin. Okay, I'll read it. He brought up how both him and Key do the same awkward smile. I don't know. Never mind, Jim. Thought we were talking about Kitty.
That damn smile.
That damn fucking smile. All right. But go ahead. I'll say, well, you can get back to you now. Sorry.
No, it's all good. This helps paint the picture too, right? And the timeline doesn't have all these supporting YOLOs, just kind of talks about some. But anyway, well diversified, knew what the fuck he was doing. He was really into small caps, not micro caps, but small caps. So he spent a lot of time thinking about like bankruptcy risk and all this other stuff. So across a wide range, retailers, energy, I mean, I'm not going to read everything that's on here, but his goal was like 50% to 100% returns every single year. And that's kind of the standard he set himself to. So obviously a higher risk component to that. And it wasn't like a flat, that's what he gets every single year. He might not hit that one year, but then like another year could be like 300% or whatever. If you go back really quick, sorry, I'll just call out New Snake as a winner because he saw on the previous slide when he was asked what was his biggest winner ever that he ever invested in one of his streams, and he said Camping World, but he paused for a second. He's like excluding options, and he like thought about it for a while, and he's like Camping World is like a 10 bagger for him. And then he was kind of cocky about it. He was like, I've had a lot of 10 baggers though, but he called out Camping World. So that was the answer. New Snake wins that one.
Did he? I didn't see it. Where was it?
Yeah, it was earlier up.
Let's go. Good job, New Snake.
Hell yeah.
Winner,
Yep.
chicken dinner. I don't know if I have. I should just like load up sounds, but we'll just go with this.
Fuck, hun.
Good job. Nice
I
one.
love that New Snake won that.
Yeah, that's a good job.
But yeah, just like thinking about his process, he would, look at the fundamentals. It'd take him like a matter of minutes to value a stock, and then he'd move on. So he'd assign this quick valuation, and a lot of it had to do with like 2-year highs and stuff like that, and lows and where it's trading. And because he was always concerned with bankruptcy of small caps, he would look to see, how the bonds traded, and if debt markets weren't pricing distress, the equity story could be more resilient than the narrative. I'm just kind of reading off of that one. But that's kind of his style. Really good dialed in style. Find the deep value opportunities with, downside protection. And you'd always hear things like, that's not my base case. He always stuck to his base case, man. But this was his GME thesis. We all know this, right? Like he was very adamant about this. He had his video. He talked about how the market has essentially been offsides. They're applying certainty that GameStop will become bankrupt because short interest, when he started his streams, it was over 100%. And like at the peak, it was at like 145%.
Yeah.
So to him, that meant they're applying certainty that bankruptcy is going to happen for GameStop. But he talked about their free cash flow, the upcoming catalysts, which, with the console launches, again, going back to thinking about that environment and COVID, and you would initially think all these retailers are dead because nobody's going to leave their house. But then you apply that to GameStop and you don't think like everyone's bored as shit at their house. So of course everybody wants a new system, which blew things up too. So he had a strong thesis, a strong catalyst that he was focused on. He was challenged what would break his catalyst. And he's like, yeah, this could happen. This couldn't be as important for GME, and he'd have to adjust things. So he wasn't like stubborn. He was very aware of everything, which I just appreciate. Like, he just had a good process, and he stuck to it, and he's very disciplined.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And some of the stuff, like specifically the console cycle thing, we're back there again now too. And that's a big deal for GameStop.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what Burry was originally in, like, maybe not originally, but that played a big part in what he was thinking too. Just interesting that we're back there already. This is about the memes. Okay.
Yeah, you can keep it moving. We'll just touch. I just want to highlight.
We'll come back. Let's come back to the memes.
Oh, okay. Fair.
Here's your fun facts.
Oh yeah. So I just kind of documented when he. Or wait, which slide are you doing? Oh yeah.
Should I go
We
back?
don't have to spend. Yeah. We could just cover this one quick.
Go for it.
These are just random fun facts. RoaringKitty was a random name. He didn't even have a cat. Wait, are you in this one?
Are we delayed
going?
here? I feel like we're delayed. All
Okay.
right. So, all right. So I'm going to leave it on this fun facts one. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Go for it.
So yeah, RoaringKitty, random, didn't have a cat. Camping World, no Snake already got that one. He wrote pre-mortems all the time, which I think was a really cool concept for investing, where he'd have a thesis, and as he's entering the trade, he would write out like, if this goes wrong, why? So it's kind of like what he said, like defend the bear thesis. So understand the bear thesis and what could break your bull thesis. just for like, it just kind of keeps you aware as new information comes in, just to adjust accordingly. He was very serious about when he had missed opportunities that he didn't invest in and why, and kind of put that in a category. He was just constantly evolving and learning. Really intelligent investor. Watch housing. I thought it was just random interesting stuff. It could affect risk appetite and consumer behavior. He compared the Best Buy bear thesis to GME. It was like in 2017, if I'm remembering this right. There was a huge attack on Best Buy. They were just getting smoked and shorted, and they're calling them basically an Amazon showroom and saying they wouldn't be able to like survive long. But they overcame that narrative, and it is very. I think it just a lot of overlap with GameStop. So it was just a really cool comparison. And he didn't grow up with cable, so
That's crazy.
I just kind of noted that because it was interesting. Just some of his what he's interested in from like a pop culture standpoint.
He's a little younger than me. Well, probably, I don't know. Was he 35? How old is he now? Is he 40?
He just turned 40.
That's how long. Yeah, so he's 40. I'm about to be 48. But so I grew up with cable, but I grew up with like 13 channel cable. Like I had this little box that you slid the little arrow on, but it was cable. Well, also you could pay for like Disney and shit like that. So interesting though. So I let you're so like you got these streams marked out, stream 26 and 2039, which is good.
That was for my notes. It pulled that for me.
I
It was like my notes would be like, I'm watching stream 26. Here's all my notes, kind of deal. And I put it in.
So I just pulled. I'm on his page right here. Just the quantity of streams. So his first one, this is his first one, I think. It should be in time order, 299,000. So people like to go back and look at that. I know I have, but yeah, he's, these are all, back. So what I'm wondering is it was not a very large amount of people when he first started doing his streams. I realized
no,
it was like,
that's a really good thing to bring up. He didn't break 100 people in his streams. We probably have more now than like most of his 2020 streams.
What's up?
With 31. He didn't break 100 until 2021. He had like 4 streams after the new year. After 2021, things got hot. All 4 of those streams were like over 100. I don't know how high because you can't see in the recordings, but you just hear him like talk about we're over 100 people. So I documented that, obviously. Which puts it into perspective, right? He wasn't like, you can't blame him for the squeeze.
No.
Didn't have a huge following until after.
Even though they try. I'm just like, streaming his butt off to less than 100 people. And now, his last one, 2.8 million. There's so many people in that motherfucker. But it blew up for him after January. I'm trying to find where and you can kind of tell that's where he starts coming out wearing this cat hat and shit. Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones. You gotta it's hard to do it by. Yeah, I want to go back, but like I said, they're like 3 hours long.
Oh, dude.
And they're tough.
Yeah. You have to be, that's the thing. Like me taking notes made it like a thing for me. It made it way better. And then I'd get more interested, but it would drag. It was so hard sometimes.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, dude. And then it's like, it's work. Put it on 2-speed, but you can't really watch Kitty on 2-speed because it's like he's all over the place a little bit. It's kind of hard to.
Yeah, I think I was like 1.7x.
Yeah,
usually.
Yeah. Okay, so 2021 hits. Let me get here.
And I'll just look on my side see if there's anything else in those other slides I'd want to talk to. You don't have to go back to them. Okay. We covered.
We can get back.
Oh,
go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's worth doing slide 4, the meme callbacks that if you watch the streams, you'll hear basically a reference to the memes that you see all these years later in 2024. So of course I was hyper interested in that. Like, is this like going to help me like decipher everything?
Well, I mean, I almost feel like we haven't figured that out yet because there are a bunch of memes that connect to the 2021. And we can go ahead. Well, let me click to this is it right here. So go ahead. Do you want to? I got it.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah, there you go. So Yeah, I mean, the cat mask Anon one is the Shawshank meme. Obviously, it ties back to his streams, right? That one is the most direct interpretation of that one. It's very obvious. He's saying, you never look at a man's streams. And anyway, a lot of that was tied to Anon. We don't have to get into that. And that's kind of a rabbit hole that I don't know if it's worth it. But it led to, there's other, I'm all over the place, but there's other like Anon
It's a lot, bro.
YouTube channels that aren't that one lady sneezing all the time. So if anyone's following or know what I'm talking about,
I have
that's
no
kind of
idea.
Seriously?
Yeah, no clue.
Oh yeah. So in that stream where he has the cat mask on, where during the Shawshank meme,
Yeah.
in 2024 it says, how often do you look at a man's streams? And then it shows that picture of him wearing a cat mask. If you watch that stream, in one of the moments he talks about Anon asks him a question, and I think it was about his like upside target or something like that.
Anon.
So it was like kind of like, what is this? But if you look up Anon, they have a YouTube channel of just some lady sneezing.
Oh.
And the connection there obviously is like, it wasn't a squeeze, it was a sneeze type of deal. But I don't know. There's another loose theory I won't get into of why I think he would reference that in that 2024 meme, but
that's
yeah,
meme.
there you go.
Yeah, he's got a little cat face, and that's one of his. He takes it out. He's like, "Let's go." I love that. I love that. I got the sound off because I don't want YouTube to.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, so
they're
like,
strict.
So that, and then it does go back here. There's a lot, by the way, bro. Like,
fuck,
you got a few here, but like, you go back and you just start, and then it makes you wonder, like, what did I miss? And then it becomes like a massive like task, an undertaking to try to want to go back and see.
Yeah, and I remember some of the notes aren't the best if people are just strictly reading that. Like I remember Tron was like his favorite movie album is one of the things he talked about, like Tron movie album. And then the Chappelle Wu-Tang, he was joking about that being like Diamond Hands, like Wu-Tang.
Yeah,
Wu-Tang.
see, that's yeah, you're right. So like to really truly get the 2024 memes, if you really want to try to put this puzzle together, because believe me, we have tried, you probably got to go look at all the 2021s and the live streams and then try to piece it together, because he's referencing them all in it. And I would say like 2021, I don't know when he started them. Cat went to sleep on June 18th.
April 16th when his calls expired.
Yeah. June 18th. I'm sorry. Like
yeah.
Catch
June
sleep
18th
tweet.
on his return.
But his like tweeting game changed too. I'm trying to. Anyways, so this is all, and you can almost find every 2024 meme, some connection here.
Mm.
Not everyone, but like a lot of them. Like, what was the one? Do you still love him? One, that one is basically redoing. It's gonna be hard to kind of like find them all here as we go.
Yeah, the first one is like he puts Cohen's head over the guy, and he's got like hard eyes, basically. And then the second one is Cohen transposed on Victoria's Secret models.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the reaction is like, "What?
Do you still love him?" Yeah, we'll get to these memes in just a second, but like it could be. That could be a legit question he's trying to ask himself. If you look at the price action that happened, there's a lot of theories that could be going on during the time. So, okay, January 2021, things popped off. Go ahead. What's up?
I was just going to say really quick on that note, he talked, I still remember, I had this in my notes, I was looking at it. He talked about when Cohen came into the picture, because he had his thesis before Cohen. He had like a strong case for the current GME management, and he was passionate about it, talking about it on these streams. And then Cohen kind of entered the picture, and there's all the speculation like, what's his intention? Is this just a trade? Does he want ownership? Like, what's he going for? They had so much speculation around that. And he initially was a little like, not like fully supportive, not like, yeah, bring it on. And then ultimately he came around after a few streams where he's like, yeah, Cohen provides the most upside, even though a lot of his letter is kind of what current management has been preaching a little bit. There's more upside with Cohen. And he came around and he was like, all for Cohen eventually, but it wasn't an immediate like open arms.
Yeah. And then that's, and he kind of, talked about that a little bit with his live stream too. Double bottom at 1861. Not looking great. Down 14.34%. 34 million traded. Yeah. All right. So things
reverse island.
Yeah, that's what we want. Things blew up for him in a big way. Cohen. Okay. So I guess just quickly, like this 2021 run, I think we can attribute to Cohen buying for the most part. RC brought attention to it. But if you want to contribute like price action or whatever, I think RC's buys in August and the filings and then the T35s that followed and then the December buy. And then, you know, all of that is what, with the short interest that Kitty had identified. And, you know, that's what sent us.
Dude, it's cool. Yeah. Let's go to the timeline. It's just so fun to talk through.
All right. Let me share.
Because I agree. That was him putting the pressure on at that moment. It was like going into that catalyst.
All right.
Yeah.
I got
All right. So, I mean, yeah. So it starts in 20, and I won't go like crazy deep on everything, but I mean, Burry, Scion kind of started this off 31, 2018. They buy like 500 million shares. Then GameStop authorizes 300 million share repurchase. And then Scion increases their position a little bit. And then this is where Kitty starts to buy too. So he opens up his first 1,000 block of Jan 15 $8 calls for expiring in 2021. And it was through this period of 6/7 to 9/3, which is kind of interesting because his birthday is like 6/8.
6/7. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
And then the Dutch auction tender for up to 12 million shares was announced. So they ended up buying back a little bit through kind of a weird structure. And that's ultimately what Burry kind of pushed for. And you can go to the next one. Because right after it gets so interesting, and I always think about it like Kitty when I go through this, but they complete that, they buy back 62 million worth of shares. So there's still like almost 250 million that they can buy afterwards. But then Scion releases their 13F, which for 13Fs, there's a 45-day lag. So this is like full blown, you have to make something like reappear type of tinfoil, where Scion shows like, hey, Burry's out. They don't have any GME position anymore. But that was from 45 days ago. So during that 45-day span, they bought 2.75 million shares. They went from 0 to 2.75 million. And we didn't know that at the filing. And we knew that 5 days after the filing, because that's when he sent his letter to the GameStop board and it revealed that they do have this position. So pretty crazy if you're Kitty. You just fucking YOLO'd, you know, and you're like, oh, Burry's in. I have them on my radar, whatever. And then Scion reveals no position. And then in a matter of days, they have by far the largest position they've ever had. And that led to his first ever YOLO on Wall Street Bets. It was titled like, thanks a lot for jacking up my cost basis, Burry.
Yeah. I think I just saw that actually.
That's the fucking, I can't imagine like the emotions throughout that where he's like, no. And then, yes.
Well, so what did he start with? 30,000? I'm trying to think what the first YOLO.
It was like around 50K or so. And I think his RoaringKitty portfolio was separate from his YOLOs too. And he said that in a few streams, and his like the highest GME ever got in his streams was like 35%, 34.5% of the portfolio. And the way he's talked about it almost sounded like he was a money manager for his family, because he would talk about like writing emails and sending it out to people what he thinks and blah, blah, blah.
I think this is the first YOLO update I can find. 56,000.
No, it goes before that. It goes before that. That's not the first one. Look at your.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
December 2019. Well, that's higher, 112. Just going to keep going down. All right.
Don't search with his replies included, just his posts, and you can see a little faster. I was just doing this too.
I'm not good.
It goes back further.
I'm just going to go down. All right. Yeah, he does. I don't know how to turn off those replies yet. Is this the first one? Okay, I think this is as far down as I can go. No. All right.
There you go. There it is. Hey, Barry, thanks a lot for jacking up my cost basis.
Yeah. So his original, or I want to see what he originally started with. That 13,000. Is that it? No, that's.
Look at price paid 53.5K.
Okay, there it is. Okay, yeah, here we are. So that's
with
it.
13K.
53
cash,
to what was his last update? 268 million. Fucking baller. And that's not even considering what happened before this update, because this was after the offering. This is his last update. He was definitely, well, you can't say definitely, but I'm pretty sure that I was a billionaire tweet that he made is because he was a billionaire at one point. So
for a hot minute.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
Let's
see, we did the purchase.
So Burry comes back full blown, and that led to his first YOLO, and he has his persona, and 8/3/2020 is when he started streams. But okay, so he starts building. Where are we in the timeline? We're 7/18. So he makes his first X post. 7/18. He's getting prepping for his live streams. By that point, he posted 14 YOLO updates. So before he even started streaming, and we saw he was up like 112K. It stayed that way for a while. And then RC Ventures. I didn't have in the timeline. 8/3 was his first live stream. So RC Ventures, same month, discloses 5.8 million GME shares.
And then
so what a freaking already for Kitty is like, hell yeah. Like, this is looking really good for my position.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a genius at that point. At that point, he's already won big time.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, he's waiting for this thesis to play out. And now there's more and more pressure. And then Cohen 921 increases his position to 6.5 million shares. Which more and more, it's like boom, 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 like he says.
Yeah. Timed well too. Timed like perfectly. On purpose.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Seriously, and I kind of see his similarities with eBay, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Then he sends a letter to eBay or GameStop's board on 11/17, challenges them for digital transformation. So now we're starting to understand his intentions a little bit more. He's definitely not passive.
Yeah.
And then December was the big one, man. He buys another 2.5 million shares. That was Burry's initial thing when he did the letter. He added another 2.5 million December 15th through the 18th, 2020. So now he's at his over 9,000 position at 12.9 ownership on 12/21.
9 million and 1,000. And just, go back to his last update. He's paying a little homage there, maybe. But 9 million.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's what he had
Absolutely.
when he left. So go ahead.
Yeah. And then days later, RoaringKitty is like, okay, I'm also deep fucking value and my portfolio is worth a few million.
I lost my screen. 1 second. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
All right. Back. Go ahead. I'll click over now. All right. January, February 2021.
Yeah. So, I think we both have the same read. Cohen really put pressure on this thing. Kitty didn't have the viewership until well after, but it put him on the map, right? And then 111 GameStop ads Ryan Cohen, he actually got more seats. That was a big surprise on the streams. Like, okay, now he has more power in this. He definitely wanted more than just being the chairman. And Cohen's mentioned something about that in his recent interviews. Like, they are like, sure, be on the board and like, don't do anything. But he's like, no, I want control. Then 122, Gil hosts his final live stream. And of course, it squeezed and the freaking buy button got turned off. And then he testified before the House Financial Services Committee on 2/18. What a freaking
that was the most
crazy
baller shit he did, because he said, I like the stock. And then he went and bought like that.
Dude.
That filing or that YOLO update was insane too.
And someone challenged him. They're like, do you think it's undervalued today? Would you buy it at this price? And he was basically like, yeah. And then he did. It's like, fuck you.
He doubled up. He went from 50,000 to 100,000. And then in April, he did the calls too. let's see, this was trying to find the call he converted. Was it April 16th? That was that update. All right. So he he took the calls and exercise and converted them into 200,000 shares. So 3 months, he's at 34 million. Yeah.
That's insane. He kept the cat. It's just awesome.
Yeah. So that was his final update. He didn't leave, by the way. He still hung around.
He said it was his final.
I'm going to hit. Okay, hold on. Let me. I got all kinds of weird tabs open right now. Okay, cool. I think we're good. He said it was his final YOLO. It was his final YOLO update for then. Let's see if I can. But he still. I'm going to try to go down to his Twitter from around then because it wasn't like a ton. But this is when. I think around April was when the memes started getting really good, I think. Would you say that's about right? Let's see.
Yeah, it was. I have it in the timeline. I think it was like right towards the end of May to him leaving April 16th. If you go back to the timeline, he had show him first. That's way better. He had like over 150 memes from that stretch, end of May to mid-April. So he went nuts. To close out like his final call position, basically.
So I'm just looking at these memes now. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah.
I've liked them. They go away. That's how it is.
I know.
But you can almost look, there's the volume. That one is in the Dog Days of Summer tweet. That's the beginning, I believe, right? No, they turn it up. That's what it is. They turn the volume up.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, there's, it's just all of these you'll see there. Maybe not all, but I bet I wanted to go through this a bunch and just like match them. There's Kill Bill. I know there's
piano references.
Yeah. Oh god. All right. Kitty. Light of the Seven. That's probably my favorite meme that he does. So.
Cat in a basket. Cat and robots.
Yeah. So he starts memeing his ass off more than he had been. I think he's huge now. He's like got millions of followers. Just to look at the chart while we do it, ran up, made bunches of money. Double down. First big rug I experienced was June. Here it is. He's just making. I wonder what we didn't see because we do know he trades. And we don't know what he's been doing in all these times. So who knows what he did with these highs? One thing we do know is he's never showed us less shares. I'll put that out there right now. He has never showed us less shares. So, big May and June cycle run shareholder meeting, probably the most hyped everyone, including Kitty, was at that point. He was, I would assume. He was very hyped going into that shareholder meeting, and then we got another Joker meme. We were flying right here. Early June 2021 was amazing. I made so much money on AMC calls too. There's that one too. Like these are all his old and new. Anyways, and then he went away. It was June 18th. He went away.
Yep, yeah. June. So yeah, if you want to go back to the timeline, I keep forcing you back. No, there.
I'll get there.
You don't have to. Don't.
There you go. So the last one was June 18th with Kitty going to sleep. 2021. That was after the shareholder meeting. RC said, "Buckle up," and he meant it because.
Yeah. No shit.
Because we got the sleeping kitty there, and then
buckle up for safety.
Yeah. And then we ate shit for a while. So, but I mean, it was 2021, so we had run after run after run. All right, so I'm here. I'm back.
Okay. So yeah, let's do the next one. Which is great. You can have the context of actually seeing this on his timeline. But yeah, it was late March. Oh yeah, I said May. My bad. I always get May and March mixed up when I talk. Anyway.
Well, we have runs in both of them too, though, so that makes it even. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, so 150 memes. I mean, he did over 100 when he returned, so it's just nuts. He was just going balls to the wall. It was like his grand finale, I think he thought. And then he was done, and then he decided to come back 6-1 after posting a final YOLO. So not that much time. And he did like over 80 memes during this time period. And I
Yeah.
think he was really excited
Yes.
about Cohen being announced as chairman officially. They're having the shareholder meeting and an earnings release all on the same day. He was jacked up. If you watch his posts on that day, he was pumped, and then immediately like changed the tune afterwards because there was a surprise announcement of Matt Furlong as CEO and an ATM offering for up to 5 million shares. It was just all like very downhill from there right after.
Yeah.
And he indicated, like, there's the Unbreakable meme, like, this is a train wreck, essentially. Like, Bruce Willis knows a train wreck is going to happen. And he has these other, like, posts from Black Mirror where a CEO is on the phone. And, like, anyway, it's basically, he doesn't have a rosy outlook for what just happened after that event. And then he goes silent,
for a long
10 days,
time.
9 days later.
Oh, yeah, for a long ass time. So I'll just pull the chart up for that time just so we can kind of, it's not like it was bad at all. We had all kinds of action going on while he was silent. The NFT marketplace. And sorry, I'm getting quieter. I don't know if maybe I'm just moving away from my mic. I might be wearing down a little. Getting old. But I mean, we went through a share split. We had the NFT marketplace. He was gone 3 full years, and a lot went down with the chart too. I mean, from when he left in June, that's where our big gap is, to where he came back at $10. It was, fucking insane. But we had lots of ups and downs, mainly after the share split. It was kind of just a lot of down. 2023 specifically was just tragic, and he was just, who knows what he was doing. He was biding his time. Me and Paulie got deep into the dark pool shit. And ironically, there was 5,000 share buys, because he likes to buy calls 5,000 at a time. There was a lot of those in the dark pool that didn't even start until until June 2021. Like his last, I think it was June 14th, 2021. These 5Ks in the dark pool started, and they stopped September 2023. So I was fully, deep in this shit, that maybe he was buying the whole time, because when he did come back, he came back in April 2024, and the first time we saw his portfolio, he had 5 million shares. So who knows what was happening in the meantime? I don't think he was like just buying the whole way down. I feel like he's probably understands these cycles really well at this point. Him and RC both do. So yeah, he was gone. He was quiet. Not much happening with him at all. In fact, we did get one thing during that time. We kept getting the you avocado in my anus. Yeah, he was updating that every cat day. It would be just a different meme. So we did get that, but we didn't know that was him until he gave us the meme movie in 2024.
That's so wild.
Yeah, so quiet. GME's down to $10. If you go back to the Echo Chamber Discord on these days, it's me arguing with people talking about, dipping under 12, and we even made a fuck 12 meme, and it was just not fun. It wasn't great. And then April 2024, the chart starts moving. I think, did I pull it up? I had. Yeah, let's see. So this is April 2024. He showed up, and it's him. He showed up the I think it was a Friday. Let me find the exact date. But it was like after OPEC. It was OPEC settlement. Perfect time for GameStop to do its moves. And he showed up buying calls. We didn't know they were him at the time. But once you get the signature and the 5,000 shares figured out, it's a lot easier to see.
Damn.
Yeah. And then this was, there's a lot more of just thousands. And, he was playing the 10s and the 12s. And then he rolled those to the 15s. Let's see if I have a tweet here somewhere. I'm not very good at searching. Anyways, so he was loading up in 2024. April 2024 at $10. The most perfectly timed thing ever. The chart reacted nicely. And if you were around then, you started seeing the calls come in. Let me just see if I can find it here because.
Yeah, I know you're actually on the timeline because you have a post seeing those 5K blocks right before his return YOLO.
Yeah.
Like end of May.
Yeah, so I asked him, well, when he did come back, I asked him, I said, is this you? But prior to that, we were seeing all the calls come in. And it was great because it allowed me and anyone who was playing the calls and watching them an opportunity to load up before he did come back too. Because there were all these calls were sitting on the chain, and I just kept saying, like, he's still in, whoever it was, mystery call buyer is still in, I'm still in. And it was, a lot of us thought it was Kitty, but a lot of people were just like, he's gone. He's never coming back. He's, same shit they're saying now. It was then too. But he did come back, and he came back with a vengeance. Let me see. I can search this way. I'm going to say this you.
Yeah, and his trigger was returning that $10 mark. I think the low during that stretch was actually $10.01. And he drew it on his latest live stream in 2024. It was returning to that mark after they turned off the buy button, where it flash crashed down to $10 for, I don't know if flash is the right word because I think it was more than a day. But yeah, he drew a line. He's like, I returned here. I'm back.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll just kind of move on. So I'm fading here, Mags. This is longer than I've gone in a while. All right. So let's see. So he comes back with the calls in April 2024. But we don't know it's him. And then on Oops MOASS My Bad Day, which is May 10th. And no, it's May 12th. That's when he came back. But first we got a Run Lola Run retweet out of nowhere on a Valentine's Day post that had been made. Run Lola Run was famous for bet on 20 twice, and he did bet on 20. It looks like twice. He definitely bet on 20 when after he had come back. So let's see, chart. I don't want it. Anyone who had those calls, that was awesome. That was an amazing time. I've never been happy to get sick, but I got pneumonia on the Tuesday that he came back. So Tuesday the 14th. And I didn't trade most of that week. So that was great. That was the best time for that because we hit 80 in pre-market straight up. Let me see if I can get to it. Yeah, 80 on the dot in pre-market. I think it was the morning on that Tuesday. And just for everyone who wants to say RC rugs all our runs, we touched 80 in pre-market on a Tuesday, and that offering wasn't even announced till like 32 here on that Friday. So 3 days of straight. Oh man. And these calls up here, guys, oh my God, it was insane. It was insane. Calls that you're buying for 50 cents, you were selling for $16. Like easy shit. And he had like, oh my God, he had so much shit. He made so much money off those like out of the money calls that he had bought in April. It was just insane. So like, there's no question for me now that he has any kind of funds that he might need. Not like crazy, but you can't put anything past him at this point. Would be he has the means and the ability to get it done. So yeah, he comes back, and then RC does the offering, like I said. Talk all the shit you want. These two offerings that we pulled off here are the reason we're talking about buying eBay at all. So but during that offering, he starts buying the 20s, and the meme movie too. And so there's so much, bro. But the meme movie comes back the week he comes back. So you get the gamer leaning forward on Mother's Day, and then it's on, and then it's just memes after memes after memes. Go ahead.
You're gonna kill me, but let's just finish the timeline. This is like, it's perfect. I'll drive it so you can have a breath. But it's like, it covers all this stuff too. And I think there's some important nuggets. There's one thing I want to cover actually. Okay, where are we?
I'm at
So go back a little, go up one. Promise I'll be quick. Up a slide. Where are we?
I'm at 5/12/24. So spring 2024.
All right. So where are we? Okay. Let me make sure I'm on the right. All right. So, okay. This period right after he disappeared. So pretty quiet. I'll just go really quick. Cohen buys 100 pre-split shares. He buys another 443 on 6/9. So the 2-year anniversary of when he was chairman.
Oh yeah. 69.
Exactly.
That was right after Not For Long and everything.
But this sequence of events I think is important. So 9/28, he becomes CEO. Then 12/5, 1 year before the Time magazine post, GameStop approves an investment policy, which allows them to buy a wide range of securities, including stock. So, okay, we have a CEO and we have somebody who can invest like freaking Buffett. And then March, that more framework. And then GameStop reports 6.7 fiscal year net income for fiscal 2023, the first positive net income in a fiscal period they've had since 2017. So see how this thesis is building right before he comes back. And then 4/26/24, Rory Kittinger. That's when he updated his charts.
Yeah, and
was
then
on that date.
In 2026, we also got an update on the last Friday of April to Roaring Kittinger. Just to put that out there. Go ahead.
Exactly. So same thing, right? That's the gamer lean to me, because that's when the open interest on those calls just went through the roof, right there.
Huh.
And then GME, you just said that trades near $10, and then go to the next one. The next one. Here we go. Now we're in the fun spot. So yeah, he appears to buy all these wait a second. Go back. Sorry. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything here. See, like I told you, you're on the timeline. So he's based on open interest, and I have a slide for this. 4/22 to 5/10, open interest goes through the roof, and that's like really indicative of when he starts buying a ton of calls.
Yeah.
The best reconstruction from the Sherwood publication I found was 95,000 May calls that cost him roughly $7.4 million with $133 million in proceeds. So like he didn't think like boom, a 7.4 million. And again, we'll kind of go through the math there in the range, but wow. Like, I mean, that's a huge, well-timed, very patient trade before his YOLO.
Yeah.
So I'll get into that in a little bit, but just think about that. So then 5/12 gamer lean, and then he posts over 100 memes from that period. And then the ATM on the 17th, and then that's complete. They raised almost $1 billion on the 24th of May. Go ahead. And then I'll go on my side too, so I can stay ahead of the delay.
It's weird that you have a delay, by the way. Are you watching YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's why.
Oh, God. Okay. I forgot. My phone's on my desk.
Yeah,
No,
you're all right.
My bad. Okay. So, 5/20. This is where you caught it, the 5K blocks. You had a post on 5/24 calling those out. The June 21, $20 calls. And then on 6/2 is that return YOLO, 120K June 21 calls with a $20 strike. You had 29.3 million cash. That cost basis was 174. So go to the next one. Oh, you're on it. Okay. Sorry.
No, you're okay. No, you're good. I just did it.
This is what's fascinating, because when I went into this, I'm like, how much money did he freaking have by this point before he entered any of these trades in 2024? Because I'm trying to understand, like, how much money, like we were just saying, how much money did he make from 2021 and 2024 as a silent investor? And thinking about how his targets was always like 50% to 100% returns every year. That would math with what this says. It's basically saying if you consider, so on the far right, it shows the change. So April 22nd through May 10th. And if you look in the far right column where it says combined, that's the combined open interest on those calls. So it reflects the positions that are remaining open the day prior. So it goes from 9,000 and then quickly bloop, 39,000. And then it kind of stays and then increases up to 80, up to 95. So their calculation was, let's say he is 80% of that, which could be aggressive, could be fair. I mean, he knows what he's about to do, right? So by that estimation, and they estimated that he sold these calls, because you don't see them in the YOLO. He sold these during a May 13th to 16th rally. So assuming he sold all these before the May 17th expiration. And they used, I think they used a VWAP calculation too, actually. So by their estimate, 7.4 million was spent on those calls, and then he'd turn around and turn that into 133.9 million position. So you don't know. I mean, there's a lot of unknowns, right? He could have had other positions, other strikes. He could have had trades before this. Who knows? But I think it gives a good estimate. So if you take that and you look at the YOLO and find the difference, it says he would, if this is truly the right calculation and captures everything, he had roughly $77 million going into 2024. So basically, doubled from the 2021 return, or 2021 when he left. But of course, he had taxes, he had all sorts of stuff. So it's not like he had 34 million that was truly dedicated to investing. So I still think that's very impressive if that's the mark. He was at 77 million returns, makes over 100 million on a $7.4 million investment. And I don't think you can blame Cohen for that. I think he's fine with Cohen, to be completely honest. So yeah, I don't know. That one was pretty interesting to me.
Yeah, I just was kind of flipping through this May 23rd. Like, we weren't sure it was Kitty, right? Because he didn't drop the YOLO update till after this. But, yeah, he was balling out of control with those calls.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, SSR today, by the way. Woo! Let's fucking go! Yeah, remember that? Good times.
Oh, God.
Yeah, this was... Here we go again. So this is April. When was this post? April 25th, 2024. The 1,000 started coming in. Look what he was buying these fucking things for, 85 cents. And
yeah, you found it. Nice.
If you go see what he sold them for, it's insane. But it was just coming in like crazy. So okay, let's see. Let me get back here.
Yeah, you were on it, dude.
Oh, bro. Yeah. I mean, we were at $10 and all of a sudden a bunch of calls started coming in. Holy shit. We were all over it. And that's the case again, by the way. Everyone's all over it. That's why, like, short dated, I don't know. Who knows what's going on right now. But it's just like, fucking, if you're paying attention, you hang out and you follow everyone right on X, you're going to know when it happens. You don't need to just be blowing a lot on theta. All right.
Yeah. I think that was the biggest one for me. You can kind of, this is just the math just reconstructed that I talked through.
Oh, okay.
And then I was just looking at, like, what else he could have, because that was calculating how much he made before that big squeeze right there. What was that? May 14th was that peak.
Yeah.
So he could have made more than that.
Oh, yeah. Plus, we don't know everything. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows what was going on in the background? Who knows what he did with Chewy? There's all kinds of other tinfoil too. Here, let's just. So yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So
we could kind of run through the rest. That was like the most of it, because the rest is really just a recap of he live streams another ATM. They raised $2 billion. Then he shows his last YOLO over 9,000 shares, and then Chewy happened. Another not 9 million shares, over 9 million Chewy shares. On 7/1 that was revealed, and then on Cat Day 10/29, he exited. And then we kind of have the story that we've been up to speed on. We have the notes.
Yeah.
They raised $4.2 billion. What else is interesting in here? The warrants, which is a hot topic, 90 days out now. Burry returns, shows GME Part 1, GME Part 2,
Now
stock chart.
Now he's tweeting that he's not buying GME. Thanks, Burry.
What
the fuck are you doing, bro?
One.
Yeah.
That one kind of annoyed me. I get why he came off of it, because he wanted him to be a Berkshire type of investor, blah, blah, blah. And that wasn't his thesis when it was the eBay offer, but whatever. I don't know why he's trying to say that. At least he deleted it because I never saw it.
Yeah, he did. That's good.
But yeah, I mean, pro status on Rory Kittinger's stock chart, which I think is significant. 4/24/26, like you were saying, 4/26/24 was the last time that thing was updated.
All right, I'm just clicking around. Sorry.
No, I'm just clicking around my side too, just kind of rattling through. So yeah, then we have the offer. I don't think there's anything new in here that's worth bringing up. Oh, X Activity, shout out New Snake. X Activity shows RoaringKitty signed in again on 6/14/26.
Oh yeah,
which is Flag Day, because the VPN changed.
Well, and then you left off the other oops MOASS, my bad activity, which is the hack.
Oh, yep.
That happened.
Fucking hack.
Yeah, everything ripped, but, for a quick second, but that happened as well on the day that, you would maybe think you see something. It was like the anniversary of Mother's Day, so.
That was so messed up.
Yeah. All right.
It's like, oh my God. And then, nope.
So, okay, let me get my notes real quick, just because I want to, yeah.
And I think the point of that is just like, here's how it unfolded. We saw why he was invested the first time and what it took for him to come back full, like balls to the wall. And at this valuation, how could he not be feeling that same way? And I think some of that uncertainty, I mean, there was some 5K blocks of, I have to double check this now.
Oh, there's been,
wasn't it 2027 like Feb calls?
5Ks?
2028.
We have seen a few waves of 5Ks come in at different times on the option chain. Some of them aren't bullish, by the way.
Yeah, true. It's like yeah.
We've seen a lot of 5K puts. No, not a lot. Let me see. I'm not going to be able to sort through all this right now, but yes, we have seen 5Ks. We have seen some things that could be considered him. We saw those dark pool 5K buys continue. Just I guess a quick theory I had was that first, he had 5 million shares before all those offerings. He would have been very close to say 5% before that first offering if he had those shares too. So my whole theory was that he was buying shares to get to 5%. He wanted to push the button. He's trying to, do what RC did. He's trying to get on the board. If that's the case, maybe those offerings were a reaction to that. And then that would mean that they aren't necessarily on the same page. But I don't think so. I think this personally was all kind of like part of the plan for the most part. I know he unfollowed RC, but if you're invested in a company and he made hundreds of millions or whatever else he made on the side with these calls, the best thing you could do is like put it in a position, if you have the power Kitty does, put it in a position to win going forward. And that's what he did with his return. He put us in a position to make how much was it? $2 billion? I don't know if I have that in front of me now.
It was like, $3 billion.
Yeah.
2 separate offerings.
Yeah. 2 separate,
like just
3 actually offerings. If you count the September one, that was fucking weird.
Yeah.
3.4 billion. We had 3 offerings. First one was 45 million in May, 933 million we made. Average fill on that was $20. Yeah. So that's the one he waited on, guys. That's what happened when he let the top happen and then waited 4 days and then announced. In June, right before on Kitty's birthday, I think. Yeah, right before the live stream that was scheduled. Fucking brutal. 75 million shares we made 2.1 billion off those 75 million, and we filled that at an average of $28. And then September is $20 million for $400 million at $20 a share. Very weird. Not very weird, but just kind of odd. We were thinking all kinds of shit back then. So we're going to go back to the tinfoil, but 24.79 was the average of those three offerings. So just to kind of talk about buybacks real quick, I think anything under that, if we can do a buyback under that, it's a win. Now taking into account what's going on with the bonds and all that shit, I'm not sure where, I don't know what's a win right now when it comes to that, because the bonds are 29, right? We want 29 at least. So, okay. All right, so we had the offerings. He's silent. He does the live stream. That was the last YOLO update too, right?
Yeah, and I think we can kind of bring it to today, right?
Yeah.
Like we know everything since then. We got 4.2 billion, all those offerings before then. Raised the cash, made the offer to eBay, the warrants, blah blah blah. So now it's like it's kind of this waiting game for me, where I think the detailed presentation or the TO will help everyone realize how bullish this offer is compared to what the media has been expecting. But from a Kitty perspective, him looking at the situation, if he sees the same opportunity, this is trading well below core value. He just went pro on 426, and I had this math. I mean, we're talking about like, I don't think he needs a grind to get there if this all plays out to have the 5% ownership. I wrote this a while ago, just kind of mathing, because I found there's blocks on 223, 2028. And I calculated if he bought 20 million of those calls, 20 million worth of those calls. So thinking about the 7 million that he invested to make 130. If he spent 20 million, and if there's a huge reprice, like near term, I'd say within the next couple of months, say GME reprices the 35. That position gets him to like 784 million just off of that $20 million bet. And if he sells 73% of that, he can exercise the rest of the 23% and get 5% just with that one trade. Which is like, there's just opportunity with how depressed everything is right now. And if this really turns out to be a huge catalyst going into eBay, I mean, there's a pathway. And if you want to do tinfoil, if you add 109 days from 426, it lands on, it's 424 is when he turned pro. So 424 plus 109 days is August 11th, the final dog day of summer. And then what else is weird? If you add 420 to that date, it lands on 618, which is the last time he went silent before he came back. So some 10.
Real quick, 1901. We're catching a little bid to end today. Thank you, Adam, for
Woohoo,
bringing that.
fuck 18.
Yeah, fuck 18. Shit. 38.93 million volume. Get your trades in if you got any. Do I want any?
Market's closed.
I got 5 minutes. 4 minutes. Sorry. Ivy's high as fuck though. Let me think real quick before we close out this day. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let's see. 30-day Ivy is fucking through the roof. That would be just brutal to like get Ivy crushed and it eat shit for a little bit too. So maybe just stay away. Sorry. 20 Ivy's at 51.3 right now, which any other time that would be low Ivy, but over the last year or so, pretty high. It's crazy. 22s are $20, by the way, guys, for August OPEX. Just want to throw that out there. It's far out of the money. All right, I'm done looking at the chart. I'm gonna let it end.
That's fair.
Yeah.
We went deep. It was fun though. I'm glad we did.
Oh yeah.
What a surprise today on a shitty day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold out for that reverse island thinger you're talking about, because I think I'm telling you, the way he's talking about the structure of this offer, it's gonna be a surprise. That's what I'm hoping on. That's my speculation, but god damn it. Sorry to swear like that, but
Bro,
what
the echo
fuck?
chamber. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I just can't wait to see those details. I think that's going to be a huge event, and I hopefully, there's some dominoes that fall after that.
Yeah, I would think, right? Yeah. So, we can let it run out here. 3 minutes to close. I won't bring it up much. AMC's a little bit up. I'm going to see Spider-Man with my daughter on tomorrow.
Nice.
Pretty excited about that. It's the number 2 opening movie behind Endgame, which that means it's pretty popular. I like that shit. Yeah. So
Yes.
I'm gonna do that. I guess the only other thing, well, I have lots on here because we didn't even do the meme movie. That's something we attempted to. I just thought, the Chewy filing was pretty cool. He dropped the dog on 9/6. We got the I'm Not a Cat filing at the beginning of July. Yeah, that's what it was. He put that on a filing, by the way. Pretty cool. Just steady being a badass for us.
This is so wild.
Yeah, and then he announced it on Cat Day, National Cat Day, so the You Avocado in My Anus Day. That was literally the only tinfoil that we've ever got right as a community. I'm pretty sure.
I know.
And we
seriously,
yeah, everything else we've missed on. But that one
he waited because the date of where that event required the filing was on 9/30. So he waited to file just for that 10/29, which I think was at 4:20.
Oh yeah, that was
Eastern.
all planned because he didn't have to send it in until like mid-November, I think. Yeah, so maybe not. Yeah, it might have been because he wasn't it's like a 13D or whatever, or F, whatever the difference is. But so he didn't have to file it within 2 days. Yeah, like a month and a half or whatever. And then they literally killed an ex-president to stop our run.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy messing with Jimmy.
Jimmy caught it all to stop the 0109 hype train. And Greg fucked a cake. Those two things were the end of our run. I
got a reply from Greg.
Did you? Huh.
Yeah. He was bitching about the price of trading cards at GameStop.
Oh, yeah.
I basically was like, well, buy it from a freaking scalper then, because you won't get scalping from GameStop because of that or whatever. And then he's like, I don't have any problem buying from Walmart or Target. Like, well, then why are you complaining? Just buy from there if they're not sold out. Anyway, I just thought it was funny.
Shut up with your reply to millions of followers talking shit about GameStop, bro. Chill out. Chill out with that shit. I mean, whatever. Do what you want. Let's see. 0109 was like the tinfoil that killed tinfoil for me as well. We got into it a little bit for the 420 stuff in 2025, but I was so heavy with the timestamps of the live stream and thinking it's time for, the new year. And that's the second time I've rugged my own self mentally at a new year. Because I remember going into 2022, I was expecting the marketplace to be launched. I was hanging out in some fucking metaverse apartment with my buddy, just watching fake fireworks, thinking, "Oh, it's gonna happen." And then 0109. It just, I swore it felt right. The tinfoil felt right, and they literally closed the day for us. Fucking wild. That shit's wild. When you tell stories in the future about the shit that went down with this, if you do, that's crazy shit, to me at least. But anyways, and then, since then, it's all the tinfoil, for me at least, it's come way down because you lose money off that shit. And I'm not really trying to be spreading we were all in on the fucking, it was going to happen on 0109. That was the biggest tinfoil day we've seen, I think, ever. Yeah. And it just didn't go well. So, okay.
Hype dates have 0% accuracy.
Yeah. And now it's just now it's just you can't even take too many hype dates seriously anymore. You shouldn't, at least. 1906, we closed 101, 30, 20, whatever time it is. 401. 1910.
How much volume?
We did 41 million today. 41 1 million, up,
Holy shit.
down 12.25%. Who knows though? Like, this is where RC double taps and, like, maybe not double taps, but single taps us and drop some good news now. Still some volume.
Reverse island. Yeah, I mean, after, was it the first convertible or the second one? He bought like half a billy worth. Like, it's like the day after.
Yeah, it was the first one, I would think. And he did that. Yeah, it was. And then he's bought, like, June 2023, he bought right after the bad news for not for long. But he's blacked out. He's going to be blacked out probably till.
Yeah. No, I'm not expecting that. But the offer or the tender offer or the detailed presentation.
Yeah, you're
that's
right.
What I'm hoping.
Yeah. Like we were saying a while ago now, is that he tries to play these cycles, I think. So we're coming out, not there yet. But anyways, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Follow on YouTube, guys. Congratulations to New Snake on winning the Pikachu. We'll have to get you guys together, figure this one out.
Yep.
But good job there. See, subscribe on Spotify, follow on Apple Podcasts, comment, guys. Like, all this, interaction helps with these things. Chatting here, liking the show stream, commenting on the show, commenting on the post. Every little bit of interaction helps, and it's greatly appreciated. So if you find yourself on Spotify, drop us a comment. We're almost monetized. We're at 409 subscribers for the YouTube right now. Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's pretty wild,
dude. Yeah, I mean, I think of your show and all the work you put in. Episode 90 is wild, and you think of Amit Investing just had Palantir's CEO on his show.
Wow.
And that's just wild to me. So I honestly, dude, I think you need to keep going. This is really good work. You're talking about things the right way, and you're opening, like, you open up a good discussion that's not super biased. Yeah, it's the echo chamber and we're bulls, yada yada, but it's not like never sell or like any of the other things. You know what I mean? And I think it's a great discussion. And when this reflexivity kicks in and there's more attention, I think you're going to be well positioned. So yeah, I just hope you get over that hump, and I hope it's very soon.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We're just grinding along. I hadn't done the YouTube thing until like May. Should have probably started focused in there, but it's nice getting some good support. I appreciate all you guys coming out. Good to see you, Sensei, again. Sensei wants me to stop. Sorry. You've been busy, bro, but I think we might have some opportunity here, because you said that you got some free days coming up here on a day that I'm off. So we'll get together, bro. You do need to come back on.
I'll tune in.
Yeah, Sensei streams are always the greatest. He's just talking mad shit now. A little bit of volume on that second minute. I don't know about that.
Let's see something.
All right. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. That was good words. We started with this stream in May, and I appreciate everyone coming out. It's a good little group we're getting out here. We got our regulars like Adam, and New Snake has been out here pretty much. Well, New Snake's just around us. He's in the Discord. He's been on the show with us too. I saw Jim Zimmer a couple times now. That was cool. See you, bro. Strawberry Moon's always out every time. God, I have been away from my mic. All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you coming out. I'm just like looking up. And,
like, now I can hear him.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
All right. Anything before we get out of here, Mags?
We laid it out. I think that was really fun. I might even rewatch some of this just because I like the discussion and the reminder of everything. Like the comprehensive picture, I think is really cool to keep in mind on these things. Zoom out. We get like such a zoomed in perspective from time to time. I have a very bullish short-term thesis that I want to see play out. So fingers fucking crossed. And all that's left to say at this point, let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. Yeah, good job, bro. I appreciate you coming on. We need to do something just meme movie. Like I need to get my meme movie fixed. And
I know. Well, yeah, I thought this was gonna be more like chill and like BSing and tinfoil and memes and stuff. And then we got that freaking 5 a.m. curve.
Yeah, I know. So. We sure did. All right. Well, we'll have to do this again sometime. Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll get Sensei on so he can stop yelling at me. And then
we need some cheers cheers going on.
Yeah.
Cheers and tendies.
Cheers and tendies. All right. I think that's it. A little bit of a wick. I kind of like that on the daily.
Let's see it.
1855. Who would have thought? I would have called you.
Dropped.
In fact, I probably talked shit to all the people on X who said this. So, anyways.
Fucking wick offs. Oh my God. I'm so annoyed by this stuff.
There's a few of them.
I called it.
I will
Or
say.
that glacier guy is like, I told you.
I will say that
I
there's
predicted this.
some victory laps. But if you call something and it happens like a year later, I don't know if you should be able to like take a victory lap
ridiculous.
on it. So
This isn't TA. This is, yeah. Anyway.
All right. Thanks, Magnifishit. Thanks everyone for coming out. Let's fucking go GameStop.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I love you guys.